and welcome back, everyone, to the land of Sundered Crowns, once more in the city of Elpenil on the southern coast of Kalronava. The party arrived in town, searching for any further leads about the cult that they encountered in the capital, specifically chasing down the father of a young noble that they met there, one Dunor Dwellin. You arrived in town only to discover that Dunor had been killed, hung, the day before your arrival, and his body already cremated and given to the sea. You encountered a number of people in the town, but specifically where spoke to Master Rephram, a cleric and alchemist who shared with you deep concerns about the legitimacy of the investigation into Dunor, who was supposedly responsible for a series of very brutal murders that had happened throughout Eldenil. He shared with you his concerns about the legitimacy of the investigation, the fact that he was not allowed to use his magic to assist in the investigation or verify the sites or the findings of the militia. And you guys have now also verified that at least one more horrific murder has happened the morning after Dunor was supposedly killed. The militia seemed to be keeping a very tight-lipped silence and tight-lipped control about the spread of that information, but you were able to bribe your way into the mausoleum, where Wander was able to use Speak with Dead to have Rafe, as he is known, or was known, describe his killers as monsters who attacked him with burning teeth, claws, and blades, among sharing other details about where and when he was killed. Now, in addition to that, you also visited the Hopener Asylum, where you were able to examine the cell where Dunor was incarcerated for several days prior to his execution. The cell showed evidence of a disturbed mind, being covered with drawings depicting potentially draconic forms, and a number of five-headed figures. Do you guys have any questions before we proceed, or additions or clarifications?
No.
Nope. Okay. In that case, you have just left the mausoleum after using Speak with Dead to gain the additional intelligence from Rafe. It is, at this point, getting a little ways afternoon in the day. You had stated that your additional goals were to seek out Constable Jute, who apparently was the one of the arresting officers of Dunor Dwellin, and potentially assess the Dwellin Manor. You had also found out the location of Rafe's murder from your Speak with Dead, and that was another potential lead you discussed following. But now, as you stand outside the mausoleum, we won't say clean air of Eldenil, somewhat heavy in the afternoon. What is your next destination?
I believe we discussed going to the manor next, unless someone has had some kind of revelation.
I might be crazy, but I thought that there was a thing that we wanted to do. We got an idea to do something relatively urgently. We were like, we should do this next, and it wasn't the manor. Because in my head, it was or I remember it being a way to locate Constable Jute. but now I can't remember what it was. Does that sound familiar to anybody else?
I believe you guys had discussed potentially making contact with one of the gangs that you had discovered during your arrival and impromptu performance at the
Oh yeah,
market.
we were talking about doing that.
But that was
Like
the
by the
only
gang.
other potential course of action that I recall.
Okay. Then I'm just crazy. Don't pay any attention to me.
So, what is your destination? Or do you wish to discuss it first?
Probably discuss it.
Probably.
I mean, it's probably going to Jute.
How do you think we would find this Constable Jute?
You do know from your initial arrival that yes, this is the city garrison and is the the ostensible headquarters of the city militia.
I think we could find her there, and we'll probably be recognized from our showing yesterday.
Then to Jude.
And Jute will probably be able to point us in the right direction of the manor.
Hopefully, unless they're corrupted somehow in on the conspiracy, but
If
what
they're,
are the chances of that?
I mean, if they're corrupt, they'll probably respond to a different type of persuasion.
Please don't torture them.
Oh, Wander. And she sort of tilts her head. She went, I meant bribery, sweetheart.
Oh.
Okay.
And she's looking a little sad.
Lorium was thinking torture.
I know. The brain cells think alike.
So, you guys make your way over across the high aisle, past across the nicer streets there, and then across once more onto what you've come to recognize as kind of the merchant quarter of the city, containing the docks and the major market. Make your way through the streets. Occasionally, as you pass by some of the people that are going about their way, they seem to kind of recognize you. You get a few rather friendly waves and some somewhat expectant looks watching you as you pass, but as you don't seem to have any sign of putting on another impromptu performance, you're left mostly alone as you pass through. The city garrison is quite a large building, several stories tall, with what parts of it are roofed with heavy red slate tiles, while other parts of it actually do have the look of a legitimate fortification. Crenellated buttresses on most of the corners of the building. And you do actually see that in addition to a full squad of about 10 people standing around the gate, there do appear to be actually sentries posted on those buttressed towers with crossbows at the ready. As you approach the front gate, I mean, are you guys just going to walk up to the front gate, or is there anything else you wish to do before approaching?
I think we just walk up.
Following you, funny speakers.
Yep.
Okay.
We split the party and send Lorium and Wander ahead again.
There's a battle at the garrison.
You see smoke rising.
Yep. Everything is on
Uh,
fire, and Lorium is in the fire.
Exactly where he likes to be.
Yep.
So as you approach, the gates are made of quite sturdy-looking iron-bound wood, and they do currently stand closed, despite this array of guards that are standing ahead of them. a man who again is wearing a cloak about his shoulders in addition to the standard kind of tabard and chainmail of the guards. What you've come to recognize as the denotation of an officer of the militia. Kind of watches you guys approaching and steps forward slightly as you walk up and goes, good day. What's your business?
Oh, greetings there. Actually, hold on one second. I just think you... And he's going to clean his armor off a bit. It's not exactly up to the highest of... There you go. Now you look like a real officer. You know, everyone around here, I can tell they look up to you. That's why they expect you to come forward to speak to the noble. I'm already impressed with you, but now with the clean look, shining armor. I'm looking for officer. You're one over here, I believe.
So he says, an officer? What? Sorry, you're a visiting noble?
Yes. Well, I am a noble. I'm looking to do a little bit of business in town, and I'd like to be able to speak with the highest-ranking individual to find where the best place to open up shop, to, you know, do the most help.
Well, I mean, I suppose if you wanted to, if you wish to speak about a business license, you would need to speak to the one of the council, not the militia.
He'll lean forward as he'll just say, "Come now, I wouldn't open anywhere unless I knew that the militia was going to be helping me out, making sure everything remained secure. Why would I start there before I knew this was worked out?"
You see him kind of reassess you slightly, and he just kind of goes, okay. So, of course then. Well, let me just go see if one moment. Anyway, let me go see if Captain Connell's available to speak to you. What is your name, my lord?
Was it Captain Connell the one we were looking for? I'll say over my shoulder for the group.
Constable Juke, sweetie.
Constable Juke.
J-U-T-E.
No, that was
I thought she was slick, throwing those jukes down.
It goes, juked? What? I mean, she doesn't have the authority to speak on such matters.
Really, it's
No,
strange.
And he kind of leans in as though they're trying to be a little bit like conspiratorial almost. And he goes, and I can assure you, my lord, if you wish to ensure the security of an establishment, the captain is the one you will want to speak to.
Well, could I perhaps speak to Constable Jude? It'll be pointed in the direction. I've just heard from other sources that they are someone that could give me a solid layout of the town.
He just kind of, give me a persuasion check. Holy shit.
Nice.
He just goes, well, I suppose if you insist, my lord. He goes, I believe she's actually off shift right now. Yeah, she should be inside. One moment. Do you wish to come in?
Certainly. Thank you so much. As he'll smile and make his way striding in. He's definitely supposed to be here.
Yeah, so he signals to the guards and they push the gates open for you. They open into a small courtyard that's laid out as kind of as a training area. The flagstones are covered in kind of dirty straw, but there's a line of kind of training dummies and archery butts along one side. A number of horses that seem to be kind of stabled and being looked after and saddled on the other side, and then the main building ahead of you. He leads you inside, and kind of has your group follow him through into a small kind of foyer inside the main building, and then sort of looks around for a moment and picks a door, leads you over to it, and opens it into a small, what looks to be just kind of a small office, essentially. There's a table that's set up to look like a writing desk, with a number of chairs laid out around it. There's currently a member of the militia in there who seems like they were writing something out, and he just kind of goes, "We need the room," and they, kind of get up and take their paperwork with them as they leave. And he says, "Well, wait here, my lord. I'll go fetch the constable for you."
I appreciate you so much. As he'll make his way over and then find the big comfy chair and sit in it.
Not so much a big comfy chair here. This is a pretty utilitarian room. You don't get the impression that anybody except like maybe the captain has a couple of really big comfy chairs in his office, but this is just kind of a place where people sit down and meet and evidently do paperwork. But yeah, you can certainly find a chair to sprawl in while you wait.
How is it that you make every chair look like a throne?
You just try and make it believe that everything's a big comfy chair, and it feels more so.
You want a massage chair?
I mean, I'm not going to say no to that, Laura. I've never really heard of one, but...
Thaumaturgy on the chair. Harmless tremors in the ground for a minute underneath the chair.
And thus, Wander was inspired to create the first massage chair.
And a few minutes later,
We need an artificer.
a pretty a young-ish human woman walks in, kind of red hair cropped at her shoulders, wearing quite like old and worn but well looked after chainmail under a tabard of the city militia with a kind of a leather cloak over her shoulders. She kind of steps in, looking kind of perplexed as she's looking back over her shoulder. And then kind of stops and takes you all in. I am Constable Jute. I was told that a noble wished to see me.
Just the person we were looking for. Please, come have a seat. As he gestures in front of his...
She kind of walks over, sits down opposite you. She seems kind of wary and more than a little confused. As she sits and she's just like, they said that you had business with me?
Are we
Yes.
alone? Or is this like a public
Yes.
area in the...
You are alone. Yes, this is this is an office that's kind of off one of the like the entrance foyer of the building.
Okay.
Like no one stayed.
So
to
there
watch
are
it.
like there's people walking back and forth and like some desks and stuff out in the main area. Kind of think of it like kind of a bullpen in a police station. And this is sort of an office that's off to the side of that.
He's going to hold his finger up to his lip and go, we need to try and keep this low enough pitched. And he'll touch his temple and say, and if we need to keep it entirely within our own minds, we can, and say it to her. As he's going to take a breath. You know, they often say you can tell the quality of a person by how much truth they can handle.
What's this about?
There's those murders, but I think this town is going down and bad. I think there's other powers making movements within it. As he's going to reach over, put his hand down, prestige, pull it away, and it's going to be my sheriff's badge, essentially, my Reaper's badge. And just say, I'm an agent from a faraway place sent to hunt down devious and devilish spirits and men who seek to bring destruction upon innocents, thereby bringing in death in a horrendous amount, one that my master, the god of death, seeks none of. And your name has been given as one of the integral roles in not only saving this town, but many, many lives from dark and chaotic forces.
What?
Why don't we start again? And Naira will step forward and offer her hand and say, "Hi, I'm Naira. It's lovely to meet you."
Constable Jute. You work? Are you clerics?
Close enough. Preachers of type.
What's important is we're here to help.
Okay.
And we are good, like, no corruption, stop the murdering, pickpocket, assassins, all that kind of stuff. Bring this town from the edge of death.
Look, I know Eldenhill's not exactly at its best right now, but the militia.
Are you
We
from
can't
around
just
here?
let people. Yes.
You grew up here?
Yes.
What was it like before? What was it like when you were young?
Well, it was better. But, everything's better when you're a child.
You
Look, sorry, go on.
you must love this place very much. I can tell just by looking at you that you are a competent individual. You could have gone anywhere, but you chose to stay here and make this a better place.
Oh, I do my best.
That's what we like to hear. We'd like to talk to you, if that's all right, about those murders that were happening. We understand Sir Dwellin was hung or hanged for them.
Yes. Yes. The case has been closed.
Yes, we understand. And I look at Lorium.
Can I roll insight on that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was
Just
going to
you.
respond to that directly.
As he does.
Because this is the next day. This is the second day we've been here, right?
Correct.
Okay.
With a 20, she seems unhappy about the fact that the case has been considered closed, but also, obviously unwilling. You get the impression that, she takes her position as a member of the militia quite seriously and has a measure of loyalty to that organization, and therefore, to a degree, is invested in towing the party line for any number of potential reasons. But also, definitely with a 20, you can definitely tell she has second thoughts and doubts about the fact that, the case has been considered closed and the whole affair of the lamplight killer.
Good to know.
But then Lorem, when she says the case was closed, Lorem would just say, "Then why was there another nasty murder 2 nights ago?"
Sorry. How do you... That's not supposed to be... Listen,
Darling, we're not members of
barely-
the public.
you won't go spreading it around, will you? The last thing we need is more panic in this place.
Of course not. We agree.
Okay.
But it's
Then-
gonna keep happening until someone finds out. where these fuckers are coming from.
If it helps, you can think of us as here to tie up loose ends and investigate any copycats.
Okay, but you understand, I can't help you officially. As far as the militia is concerned, as far as the public knows, this is done.
Of course. But tell you what, if we get any answers, we'll give you the credit.
Well, okay then.
Want to remind the party, she was, and just making sure I'm remembering things right. She was the first one to find, Dwellin, and
Mhm.
He was
also
apparently.
the one to find the fisherman.
As
No.
far as you know, she wasn't necessarily. Yeah, she wasn't the one to find the fisherman. She was a member of the squad that arrested Dwellin.
Ah, okay.
Master Rephram gave you her name as
She had
a
info on
member
it,
of
yep.
the militia who was ostensibly trustworthy.
Hmm. All right. I remember I asked almost the same question last night. My brain is great.
But she just kind of goes, well, all right then. As long as there's nothing to bring the militia into disrepute, I can. Well, it is my duty as a member of the militia to help visitors to our fair city feel as secure as they can. So, what can I do for you?
Well, we can start by talking about when you arrested Sir Dwellin. What happened? And please speak frankly, do you think he did it?
Frankly, yes. There can be no doubt that he did it. His hands, well, it was 5 nights ago. I was patrolling in Lowtown, near the Alchemist Quarter. We had stepped up our patrols, trying to figure out what was going on, trying to make people feel secure at least. And then we heard something. It sounded like, well, a struggle. It was coming from a street or so over. There was a cry, and we rushed toward it. When we got there, we found butchery. A body that was barely recognizable as a person anymore. And in the midst of it all, Dunor, standing spattered in blood, with a knife in his hand. But though there can be no doubt that his hand held the knife, when we first approached, I recognized him. He sat on the council, after all, and I called out to him. And he looked at me like a man awaking from sleep. Confusion, not fear of capture or anything like that on his face. He seemed more bewildered than anything else at first. And when we placed him in under arrest, and when we began to tie him, he swore he knew nothing of what had happened. Yet he stood among the gore, among the blood. And, well, I have arrested many in my time in the Guard. I have heard all manner of protestation of innocence, no matter how ludicrous they seemed. But the desperation, the confusion in his voice. Either the stage is missing, or, well, missed a great talent, or there was at least some truth in it. And, well... Naira, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Woohoo!
She looks reluctant for a moment, but your words have evidently convinced her of your sincerity and the desire to help. She says, and, well, you are not the first that I have expressed such doubts to. I tried to say as much to the captain when we first took him into custody. But, well, at first I thought that perhaps he would allow me to send to Vanya for aid, or perhaps just merely to speak to Mistress Thornwell and see if perhaps she could find some magic at work. But the following morning, he called me to his office again and told me that in no uncertain terms that the case was closed and that no further investigations would be necessary or permitted. It was just after he spoke to Mr. Dory. He arrived here the morning after the arrest. And, well, you did not hear this from me, you understand. But he has spoken to Captain Colin several times since then. Or Connell, sorry, not Colin.
Question. Do I know about magic that would be able to convince somebody to do harm like that?
With your Arcana, yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll.
I got
If
a
you wanted
20
to get
passive.
some, yeah, exactly. If you wanted to figure out some specifics, then you could roll. But yes, you are absolutely aware that there are magical enchantment spells.
Damn it!
I mean, even with a 15, you are definitely aware that there are enchantment spells. You are aware of the existence of Dominate Person, for example, which could make someone perform an action like this.
Mostly I'm wondering about how powerful they would have to be.
In order to compel somebody to commit several murders, since these killings happened repeatedly, they would either need to be magic that was repeatedly applied, or they would need to be a more complex ritual that was undertaken in order to focus power on a specific person and have this effect on them. But yes, there certainly are magical, you would be aware of. What's a specific thing that you're trying to figure out?
No, I just wanted to make sure that I knew about
Okay.
because I don't have those spells.
One thing that you would know is that in order to have this effect, you would generally need access to the person.
And Mr. Dory, you said he's been proactively involved in the case, has he?
More so than ever before.
Do you know what his interest is?
She kind of takes a deep breath and lets out a sigh, and she says, he is a member of the city council, and therefore takes an active interest in ensuring the security and safety of its citizens, or so he says.
And so he is involved in all the different cases in the city, or just this one?
He has taken a particular interest in the closing of the Lamplight Killer case.
I see. Tell me, is he a, and then she does a sort of flourish with prestidigitation.
Uh, hmm. And she says, I don't really know for sure. Not many people know much about him. He owns a warehouse in the Alchemist Quarter and does a great deal of business with many of the workshops down there. But to tell you the truth, not many people know much about him. Questions of that sort are discouraged here.
And this is above the table. But if I remember correctly, the Dwellin was arrested, and then there was another murder.
Correct. The day after Dwellin was arrested, not the day after. The day. So Dwellin was arrested. There were no murders. Dwellin was killed, and then the day after Dwellin was executed, that was when Rafe was murdered. It was
Right.
actually the morning before you guys arrived.
So, out of curiosity, what does your captain say was the explanation for Sir Rafe's murder?
And you actually see her knuckles whiten slightly on the table as her fists are clenched. And he says, I'm not assigned to that case. That's what he says.
And then Naira smiles a little bit and she goes, but, I mean, an inquisitive woman such as yourself, you've probably been keeping your ears open and your mouth shut, yeah?
I know, well, right now there is no explanation. As far as I can tell, he's too busy shitting himself trying to figure out what Mr. Dory's going to have him say. But, well, I got a look at the killing, and if it wasn't the same, well, if I hadn't found Dunor in the midst of the other one, I'd have thought it was done by the same person. The scene was similar.
One more thing about Mr. Dory, at least for me, and she will look at the rest of her companions. If you, just based on, how you've seen people interact with him and such, who would you say is his closest friend or ally in the city?
He goes, well, I don't know that he has anybody that you'd call a friend. Him and the other councilmen or councillors are at each other's throats as often as they are in agreement. But he does have a couple of associates that are known. In addition to the alchemists that he does an amount of work with. Let me just check a couple of notes here. One moment, sorry. You may want to speak to. There's a merchant that he's been, well, having a number of dealings with more recently. It's about the only time I've seen him off the alchemist aisle, and he's always been in a tearing hurry, but over the last few months he's started to come to the market several times a week to talk to a perfumer by the name of Loquid. I don't know what it's about, but other than that, he keeps very quiet about his business. None of us are allowed to even think about approaching his warehouse. Private business, so the captain says, none of ours. But, well, if you were to ask around in the Alchemist Quarter, you may be able to learn more.
Okay. That. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't be making too big a fuss. We wouldn't want anyone to think anybody was looking too hard. But out of curiosity, would there be a good time for us to stop by Sir Dwellin's estate when maybe curious eyes would be looking in another direction?
He thinks for a moment and goes, well, there's going to be a guardsman on the door pretty much all the time until the council has to figure out what to do with it, what to do with the estate. But if you need to get in and have a look around, I can... Well, one moment. I'll be right back. And she steps out and walks back out into the bullpen. Unless any of you stop her.
No.
Oh, okay. A few minutes pass.
Naira will turn
to-
to everybody and go, well, I like her.
Yeah, I hope she's ready to start running stuff. Still though, I want to topple a street gang. Have you done it before, Lauren?
We're still stuck on that, huh?
Yeah, I don't let things go.
Not full on street gangs, that wasn't my shit. Shit was more bandits and monsters.
You can just think of them as in-town bandits.
You guys have toppled at least one street gang.
Pretty much.
Naira hasn't.
A few minutes later, the door opens again, and she says, okay, so you didn't hear this from me, but this evening, Constable Graham is going to be on the gate. Slip him a silver, he'll have never seen your faces. He's a piece of shit, but, well, that's why he gets the easy duties. And, well, occasionally, even corruption can be used for the right purpose.
And then Naira sort of changes her demeanor a little bit. She smiles first, but then she changes her demeanor a little bit. And she goes, well, it's a real shame that you couldn't help us anymore, you know. But we understand completely that this is a closed case and we shouldn't be asking too much. We were just curious about what happened to Lord Dwellin, and we appreciate you satisfying as much of our curiosity as you can.
And she kind of straightens her tabard and settles her cloak a little bit. Of course, as a member of the town guard, it's my duty to assist noble visitors such as yourselves. Happy to have put your minds at ease.
And she will look back at the rest of the party. Was there anything else before we let her go and excuse ourselves?
Yeah, absolutely. So, what is the most prominent and violent street gang?
He kind of is taken aback for a moment. He goes, "What, in the city?"
Yeah, I kind of want to, you knock out the king, everybody else will start running away.
You
He
knock out
wants
the
to be
king
the
here,
king
everyone
around.
else starts fighting for his throne.
We do run
Well,
the risk of creating
We
a
can
power
pick them
vacuum.
off. We can pick them off in the power vacuum. They'll be all fighting each other, trying to climb to the top.
So and she goes, listen, I don't go starting any gang wars here. The last thing we need, the city's just trying to believe right now that the Lantern Light murders are over. If more violence starts breaking out, it won't be good for anybody. If you're going to go interfering with the gangs around here, do it. Be careful. Don't just go kicking down doors, okay? People get caught in the middle. And we won't be able to keep a lid on it.
Don't have to keep a lid on it if everyone in the room is fireballed.
Refresh my memory. There were the Pickers, and who was their rival?
The Edge Runners,
The Edge
where
Runners.
the more violent group that
Blue
Show
handkerchief?
warned you about.
Is that the
But
blue handkerchief people?
No, the Edge Runners were the ones who wore the blue handkerchief as kind of a sign of gang affiliation.
No.
but out of curiosity, if, for example, the Edge Runners were discouraged from practicing their particular brand of diplomacy, and the Pickers were given more power, how would that change the state of the harbor?
Says, well, there's less paperwork for a pickpocket than a mugging, so I guess he'd be doing us a favor.
Grand, thank you so much.
What does that mean?
What my husband wants, my husband gets.
Not yet.
She kind of goes, right, well, is there anything else? I've got a report I need to finish before I get back to for my next patrol.
No, not from me. You've been just ever so helpful.
Best of luck to you. Clerics, I guess.
Not cleric.
Well, I could kind of tell. She says, looking at you. But
That's
my lady,
racist.
my lord. Well, no, it's more the black engraved
Stature,
full plate,
posture.
giant glaive, and huge sword hanging at his hip. Like,
Oh man,
doesn't present himself as a cleric.
I just realized he totally looks like a Final Fantasy 14 Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wait, before she leaves, actually, I'm going to ask her if she can give me the address to Lord Dwellin's estate.
Yes, she is able to. She says, yes, it's. And she describes basically how to get there. She says, go over the bridge to High Quarter, and then describes the turns that you'll need to make to get there. And it is this big building here.
Ah, that's pretty impressive. And the other thing is, when did she say that guy was going to be on duty?
This evening is apparently when Graham is going to be on guard at the estate.
And roughly what time is it?
Right now, it's probably about 2 o'clock-ish. Be 1:30.
We get a few hours.
Yeah. So we can just bribe that person to get into where? I'm sorry, my brain was
The
derping
dwelling
the fuck out.
estate.
The dwelling
Juan's
estate.
estate personally. Sweet. I'm kind of interested in asking because they also said his staff was still there. Yes.
No, the staff had apparently basically fled the city.
Oh,
They
they-
were being made extremely unwelcome as like people were looking at them as potentially accomplices or saying that they were involved in whatever dark magic or whatever was behind the murders. And so they had both actually left the city. And but there was apparently only two of them, an old butler and a young female cook.
Gotcha. Okay. Because shit, I would have really liked to talk to those two
Me too.
and ask who had had dealings with them personally, potentially. Oh well. Neither
Well, I
here
mean,
nor there.
you do have several people that you could ask that question to, including one who is in the room with you.
Yeah. Jude.
I mean, do you like? Is Lorium going to ask her a question? She's kind of like seems to be as though she's getting up and getting ready to leave at this point.
For that one. Yeah, sure. This could just be a flash of inspiration for Lorium, I guess. For a question that probably not end up anywhere. But we'll see. Yeah, he would just be like, one more quick question.
Hmm?
Were there any people in particular that Dwellin had normal dealings with in the last 1 or 2 months?
Only the other counselors. He'd become a little bit of a recluse recently. There'd been reports that he'd actually, had an altercation or two some time ago. And, I mean, as militia, we tend not to look too closely at the counselors unless it's something we can't avoid.
So the altercation was with a counselor?
No. Apparently he, had some kind of outburst on the street a few months ago. Struck a passerby, started screaming at them in an apparent fit of rage. I don't know too much about it. The whole thing was hushed up. But since then, he hadn't left his house much. The other counselors are practically the only people who had been to see him. And even then, only on council business, as far as I know.
Anything known about that person he hit?
It was just a fisherman, as far as I know.
She got a name?
I could maybe try and find it for you. I don't know immediately.
Potentially help. But before that, did anyone else have personal dealings with him, or did any of the counselors stick out as chatting with him more or being alone with him more?
I couldn't say. As I said, we're not exactly encouraged to keep too close an eye on the comings and goings of the counselors.
Yeah, I understand that.
As
Do
I
you
said,
know
though,
if someone is likely to step into his role as counselor?
I don't know. I don't believe so. The council have been, as far as I know, they've been talking about auctioning off the estate to try and pay Well, they claim to pay recompense to the families of the victims, but I'll be surprised if any of them see more than a few coppers from it.
Yeah, I think that money's going straight to pockets. Not the ones they need to be in.
They so rarely do.
I say we meet a few of these counselors as they look towards Uther. Maybe you two's gets a sense.
Yeah. It would be nice if we could figure out some the better powers here. Perhaps the old guard who's sticking it out, you know, trying to the last remnants of the bulwark of this place holding on.
Oh, place isn't right. Just can't put my finger on it yet.
So we began trimming back the weeds, separating the chaff from the wheat. I think it'll become a bit more apparent. War's very good at doing that. Says to no one in particular.
So, Constable Jute stands and says, well, I should get back to work. Gonna stand with you all.
And with you.
Man, good day.
And with that,
Bye.
she heads back out into the bullpen and gets back to her job.
Well, shit.
So-
Where'd you next? My house or another person? We have plenty of hours in the day.
Well, we
I
could...
mean,
Go ahead.
you know what I want to do, but that can wait.
Mm.
We could return to the Emperor's Rest and earn our keep for the night, if you want, which would put us in the right neighborhood for just a quick stroll to the local estates later in the evening. Or we could be a little more productive. That's up to you guys.
Mm-hmm. Wondering about...
I mean, obviously, at some point, we're going to have to go check out this warehouse.
I mean, I wonder who gave the final verdict for Captain Connell to close that case. I mean, that could just very well all be
I mean, you
them
were
trying to not scare somebody.
told that
It was
Mr.
Dory.
Dory,
Yeah.
was
Dory,
the
yeah,
one
exactly.
who had met with the captain prior to
Oh, sorry, I
his
said that wrong.
discussion.
I meant the one who, like, talked to the one who, which meaning, yes, talk to Dory.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
Well, here's the thing. I've read a lot of mysteries in my time, and what I find fascinating is all the evidence is pointing to Mr. Dory, which tells me somebody's trying to frame him, but it's probably not best to be considering this like a story.
Well, we already had one Patsy. I don't know if there's two.
I know, it's just...
But I would guess they're interconnected, or, I mean, at least linked in.
true mastermind of the killer was that fucking kid you were talking to.
Oh, might be. Actually, yeah. If we think of the council as patsies, like maybe all of them are.
Well, he would do that rolling along hand gesture and go, yeah, of course, whatever. Named her Tiamat. That thing is behind it. Patsy for a patsy, you know, strings and puppets. But the connection's here. That's where
Sorry, you're
it's...
right. I'm getting carried away with myself. We should definitely go to Mr. Dwelling's estate. Isn't that what you want, Wander?
Oh, if that's what Wanders wants, let's go right now. Everyone, let's start walking that way.
Why?
We start walking and wonder. I didn't say anything.
I don't. I
But yes,
Well, if that's what Wanda wants, then let's go.
Okay.
I mean, there's. Why has this been tossed to Wander? Why has everyone decided that we're defaulting?
Because
to
you are the priority.
Because you're the moral compass, so you're compassing.
Point north, compass man.
I lead us all into the water.
Accurate. Water is to the north.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so where are you? Like, you guys are able to leave the militia garrison, back out onto the streets of the merchant quarter. So where are you guys heading? Are you heading back to the Emperor's Rest? Are you heading to the Dwelling Estate? Are you going to be heading down to the Alchemist Quarter?
Should we start at the warehouse?
Sure.
Constable Jute did also mention that Dory had been making frequent visits recently to a
perfumer.
merchant,
Mhm.
perfumer, indeed, in the merchant area. So not too far from where you guys are right now. Sorry, that's me.
Let's check out the perfumer, because, you know, we're so close.
Sounds good. Don't kill him.
Wander,
No,
you're gonna
no,
have to
no. I'm
explain this
waiting
to
to
me.
purge.
What?
Why are you so afraid we're gonna kill everybody we come into contact with?
When they don't tell us what we want, we hurt them.
Only
When?
if they try to
And so the rumor come out. Fuck, I can't remember his name. What the hell is his name? Help.
Brolin.
Brolin. Yeah, you know the one.
Mhm.
Brolin.
With midnight, we spoke with Brolin.
I think
He's gone.
yes. I think Brolin was a special case. Brolin and Midnight and I have history. There was a lot of anger there. I don't think you have to worry about us hurting random people.
Not just pain, fear too.
But I can't help how people look at me.
Me neither.
All political power at some point comes down to a blade or a blasting rod. You try and persuade as many as you can, but I don't want to.
Some people deserve to feel fear.
That draws eye contact from Wander, and yeah. He doesn't say anything, but that's there.
But we're not gonna be
Yeah, don't
bad.
worry. We're all good people. Most of us. Some of us.
I'm a good person.
Yeah, you are. You're counted on the some.
I try.
Mm. He does that flat, like, shaky hand thing.
We should go.
Yeah. Warehouse.
Well, I don't
No,
wanna...
wait, no. Sorry. My brain is
Perfumist.
all over the place. This fucking gas is fucking with me. Something fierce. All right, let's go.
Perfumist. All right. We'll go there.
Let's see if you can taste the perfume concentrates, perhaps, Wander. Or maybe smell them.
Smell them, don't try to taste them.
I don't know. I'm just. You might like him. I'm not sure what his form enjoys.
You know, it's not surprising at all that there is a perfumer here in Ellendale, considering how exposed to the coast it is. I don't know if you know this, but ambergris is a very important component in... And she goes off again.
Ooh, I hope they have tobacco and leather smell. Let's go in.
Oh, yeah, I hope they have 50 different shades of shit fucking air around here. It's all just
Okay.
pond water.
So, you guys head out of the militia garrison, turning toward the market. It doesn't take you very long asking around to get directions to the shop of Master Liquid. It is quite a, for Eldenil standards, quite a grand building. One of the few that seems to actually be that have some care taken in its appearance. There's a broad front window in which a number of display cases show small bottles of quite ornate workmanship. The sign is quite well painted, though despite the fact that obvious care has been taken at it, you can tell that the simple fact that it's in this atmosphere is dulling and chipping away at the paint over time. But it does show a bottle with a stopper removed, with a some vapor wafting from the top. And across the front, in kind of embossed letters carved into the wood of a large sign, is the name Liquid Perfumery. As you enter, the door kind of sets off a small bell, and within you can see again display cases lining many of the walls that show that have kind of very grand, ornate labels painted on them that show a cavalcade of different names of what you presume to be specific scents. And behind the counter is a slightly overweight human male, balding, but quite very richly dressed in what looks to be kind of velvet robes. And as you enter, he's wearing a heavy golden necklace and has rings on his fingers. He goes, "Ah, customers, welcome to Liquid's Perfumery Parlor. What can I do to delight your senses today?"
All right, what are you two?
Naira is immediately taken on the persona of a shopper, and she says, "Do you have anything cherry vanilla?"
Cherry and vanilla. Ah, I should have known that someone of your refined presentation would have such wonderful tastes. Yes, yes, please, this way. I have a wonderful range of scents. The nobles in this place are constantly patronizing my shop, and I am so pleased that a visitor of your stature has deigned to join their august company. I assume that you are new in town. I cannot imagine that I have gone unacquainted for any length of time with someone of your wonderful
He's doing a good job selling to Naira.
with someone of your stature. And he leads you over to a display and kind of opens up a case, begins pulling out a number of bottles. Cherry and vanilla. Well, I have a number of scents that are newly made, that are ready for purchase now. However, if you have a truly refined bouquet that you are searching for, I am, of course, more than capable of creating something custom for you.
See, I knew when Sir Dwellin recommended this place that it was the right place to go.
Ah, you were acquainted with the unfortunate noble Dwellin. Ah, I was so disturbed to hear of the charges against him and his unfortunate fate, but, well, I am pleased that it has not soured your opinion of my charming establishment. I can assure you that I had far more than patrons merely than himself. Most of the councillors do business with me here, along with, well, if I may say so, most of the, shall we say, more prominent citizens of our fine city. But yes. So, tell me, what do you think of this one? It is made from the cherry essence, and, well, there is a hint of not vanilla, but it is a related scent that I think we'll find very pleasing.
Naira takes a sniff and then just sort of screws up her nose a little bit. That has a bit of citrus in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, you are a true connoisseur. Yes, indeed. So, how about this one? And he will, like, as long as you allow him to, he will just parade bottles in front of you, offering you up, pulling the stopper to allow you to have a sniff. It's like offering you a number of aerosolizers and things like that that you could use to puff the scents on you, and basically just trying as hard as he can to sell.
Are they good?
Throughout, say again.
Are they good?
I mean, it is actually a pretty legit shop. Like, from what you can tell, any like the goods that he does sell are pretty high quality. They do contain a lot of, as far as you can tell from just your limited experience, legitimately imported, pretty expensive ingredients. Any of the kind of legitimate trade from the Elban Isles that does still pass through here, certainly some of it ends up at his shop. He is almost certainly kind of trying to sell these to you at a premium, but yeah, I mean, it is a perfumery, and if you are looking for a nice scent, you can definitely find one here.
Naira will happily engage with him and smell the stuff and offer a little bit of feedback, but she's looking for the opportunity to navigate the conversation back to Dwellin, basically explaining that not everybody sort of judges a man by the company he keeps, and also that a man's personal life doesn't always indicate his professional life, and trying to get closer to what Dwellin was actually doing with this man.
Okay, give me a persuasion check. And since you guys did present, like, you are presenting yourselves as nobles, that does impact the DC.
And I assume my dear husband is helping me out.
But of course.
Thank God.
And a good thing too. um, an 18. Let me.
Oh goodness.
Okay. He seems a little kind of reticent to talk about Dwellin. Like it seems to be kind of like he seems to consider it an uncouth almost method of conversation or topic of conversation, and so he does steer away from it and seems to be trying to talk more and more about his the patronage that he refers to his contact with Dwellin as a passing thing, and says that he has far more patronage from the charming lady counselors, and more recently, Mr. Dory has taken an increased interest in presenting a more pleasant, shall we say, bouquet to the public. Since the onset of his unfortunate condition, I believe that that has influenced him in some way.
Okay, guys, I've run out of ways to ask questions. Help me out, please. Be my Naira brain, at least.
Yeah, if you guys want
Oh.
to chip in with ideas for kind of lines of questioning or anything, I am happy with that.
I was only going to chip in with Lorium brain, and you know how Lorium asks questions.
With violence.
I mean, what's the what is the question?
Don't let Lorium do it, please.
Don't chip in. Tell Naira. Make Naira's brain better.
He was about to. He just threatens people, man. Come on.
Well, yeah, but what was he going to threaten the person to try and achieve? Because maybe Naira can think of a better way to do that.
Yeah, we're trying to find things that we want to know, but this guy doesn't want to tell us.
To ask what he was buying or what he was talking about.
With who? Or who was buying? Sir Dwellin?
Dory, I think.
Ah.
Oh, Dwellin?
Dory. Because
Well,
Dory was the one who interacted with this guy, right?
Yes. Constable Jute said that Dory had been attending the market more often, specifically this shop. And then, yeah, he seems to be more comfortable than the other counselors, and has called out. And then, yeah, he said that Lady Thornwell was a patron of his, and that Mr. Dory had been coming to the shop more often to present a more pleasant bouquet since the onset of his unfortunate condition.
When he drops Mr. Dory's name, Naira acts quite impressed and says, "Oh, I understand that he is quite the up-and-comer. He comes here too."
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, the success of his economic endeavors in the alchemy quarter has been undeniable, and has brought a great deal of coin to flowing through the city. Unfortunately, being in a place of such, well, shall I say, crass commerciality has not been kind to a man of his noble constitution, and so he attends my establishment in order to assuage the effect that that would have on those who cannot see beyond the, the more obvious presentation.
Okay, just so I understand, basically what he says is Dory smells.
Yeah, basically.
Man's got natural bio.
Oh, interesting. You'll have to forgive me. I've heard his name in social circles, but I'm not aware of his business successes? You said that he's developing some alchemical stuff?
Well, yes, he runs one of the premier warehouses down in the alchemical quarter, and within the last year or so has been able to undertake what I understand to be quite the economic coup. As some new, ingredient or other. I must confess that my expertise lays in the, shall I say, provision of the scents rather than their production, so I don't know the ins and outs of the alchemical processes, but I understand that he has brought something rather novel to the market that many of the practitioners in that area have begun to utilize. And that adoption has brought him a good measure of success, and certainly cemented his position on the council as one of our more, shall I say, prominent citizens.
That's very impressive.
It is indeed, yes. Must admit, I was flattered but unsurprised when he began to patronize my shop. It was wonderful to expand my clientele, and, well, it is charming that fate has brought you here too. Tell me, what do you think of this one?
What do I think of that one? Oh,
It's not great.
goodness. And she indicates to her cat ears again and says, I'm sorry, I don't know if you are aware of how... I'm not overly keen on citrus or orange peel.
Of course. Of course. Come over here. Let us explore some of the more herbaceous rather than citrusy sides of the aroma bouquet. And he will, again, as long as you allow him to, he will continue to basically try and press you with more scent, giving you this parade of options.
Anything else
drawing
people
in
wanna know?
Uther as well.
Lauren will pipe in and just say, "You seem to have a way with words and be friendly."
Well, as your man is certainly right, as a provisioner of the finest goods, I pride myself on the experience that I give to those who patronize my shop.
Would I be able to ask? Some people like to gloat. Are there any people that Dory brought up in particular about having dealings with?
Oh, well, Mr. Dory is actually rather a private gentleman when it comes to his business dealings. I'm afraid I really couldn't say. My discussions with him, well, were more to do with my profession and what I could do for him. I regret to say.
Or we'll just shrug. That's a good question, Tyler. Wander should ask it.
Wander is not going to say shit.
Message it to Naira, because Naira is, again, objectively a genius, so I don't mind if you guys feed Christine lines or questions or thoughts.
How often does Mr. Dory come by here?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, I would say once or twice a week most of the time. It has become more frequent as time has gone on, and sadly, the condition has yet to improve.
His
But,
condition?
well,
Are
you can
you...
hope.
His condition? And she sort of looks a little conspiratorial, like she's just got some interesting gossip. And she goes, Is it more than just a side effect of his profession?
Give me an insight check.
Ooh.
Ooh. He would be far more willing to discuss gossip about a customer with a customer.
She is pulling her coin purse out as she is discussing this, by the way.
Okay.
She has found a bottle of cherry vanilla brandy scented something or other. And she is just like, oh, this one is particularly nice. Uther, what do you think?
Oh, yes, you should definitely get that one, darling.
And it's such a lovely crystal vial.
Oh, yes. And now, here, in addition to the stopper, I may provide you with this aerosolizer. It will fit into the. Just remove the stopper, and this will fit into its place and allow you to apply it at your whim. That will be. Here, let me box that up for you. That will be 12 gold. Now, as for, as I said, this is not precisely my area of expertise, but he has become sadly afflicted with a condition of the skin that has required the application of, well, I'm not entirely certain precisely what treatments he has sought out elsewhere, but I pride myself that I have been able to help him present a more pleasing aroma, at least. Other than that, it just, well, when he first arrived, I have to say he smelled slightly, I don't like to say precisely, but, well, shall we say, of the harbour?
Blackfish.
Well, the harbour rather than that which should live in it. The waters around here are sadly turbid. But, if he allowed his condition to go untreated, as I have seen on a number of occasions, though again, please, you must understand you did not hear this from me.
Of course.
He breaks out in a most dreadful rash.
A rash? Is it communicable? What does it look like?
Well, I don't believe it is any disease that anyone must worry of, or, well, I certainly hope not. I mean, he has been patronizing my establishment for several months now, quite regularly, and I can assure you that there has been no sign of any kind of communication here, although perhaps that is simply because I maintain such a pleasant air in my establishment. But, well, the few times that I have seen him when he has clearly foregone treatment for some time, he has seemed rather pale. His skin gets almost translucent, if you could say, and he breaks out in, sores, I suppose you could call them.
Is any of this sounding familiar to me?
Gray skin?
You said
hmm?
pale and translucent skin.
I mean, that would, ashy, pale, gray. There could potentially be something there.
But anyway, were you about to give Naira something?
But no, he he boxes it up.
I asked if any of this sounded familiar. These symptoms sounded
Oh.
familiar.
Give me a nature or arcana check.
Well, Arcana.
Do you want like a +4 or do you want a +10?
Without more information, it's hard to nail down. There are a couple of diseases that could potentially have these kinds of symptoms, although most of those would be communicable if gone untreated, or if they had been present and symptomatic for this long. So either Dory is undergoing some kind of treatment that keeps the disease from progressing, or it is not a disease. It would be potentially some kind of ongoing transformation
Spider-Man
or
science
something like
experiment
that.
gone wrong.
Precisely.
He's turning into the Lizard Man. Okay. She will take the box very gratefully. Tell me, do you know if anybody else has gotten any? Have you ever seen a sickness like this before? I just need to know if we need to be on the lookout.
He thinks for a moment and goes, no, not now that I think about it. I don't believe I ever have. But again, Mr. Dory is the only councilman who associates and makes their home in that portion of the city. Most of my customers, such as yourselves, clearly come from more pleasant areas. It is sad that a man of his stature is required by the dreariness of economy to keep such an establishment.
Well, thank you so much for your time. This is lovely. If I have any more need for any more lovely scents, I will know exactly where to come.
But of course, my lady, but of course it has been an absolute pleasure to host you and your charming companions. Do tell everyone you know that Loquid will be more than happy to see to any of their aromatic needs, should they pass this way.
Sounded a little desperate at the end there.
Mm-hmm. Please clap. Unless anybody else has anything to say, Naira's on her way out the door.
I mean, no?
Ooh, there's just like, hey, Wander, can you smell this one? No.
Mhm.
Hey, Wander, can you smell this one? No. You want to try putting it in your? No. Okay.
So yeah, you have a rather charming bottle of cherry vanilla brandy scent with an aerosolizer in a fetching little gift box, as well as a little more information about Mr. Dory and the goings-on in Eldenil.
This man got fucked with. No,
I-
but shit, he's got some deals going on with the alchemist, so
So,
my brain is not prepared for mystery yet right now. I'm sorry.
I'm prepared for combat. That's all I was prepared for today. However,
Well, one of the ideas I had was to have somebody practically bait around at night for the fucking weird gray skin things.
yeah, we'd have to wait at least a night for that, right?
Based on the
Yes.
previously established pattern, yeah, like
Very
there were, based on the information that you've received over the course of several months, there were a little over a dozen slayings. So it's been happening at a pace of about one a week on average, though that pace had increased a little to probably about one every 4 to 5 days, up until the capture of Dunor. And then after his arrest, he was kept in the asylum for 4 days, then executed on the 5th day, and the day after that, there had been another slaying, which was now the day before yesterday for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I suppose there's nothing wrong with just trying to keep a low profile until we go to the dwelling estate. Unless we would like to go somewhere else. Because we have done a lot of questioning in
Yeah,
a very short amount of time.
We could just low profile it, or the two band geeks can go get their music on for 2 hours.
I mean, that would put us in the
Top
right
of the
neighborhood.
Street Gang Tuesday? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not okay.
Okay, so are you guys heading to the Emperor's Rest to get in your 2 hours?
I believe so.
Okay. Go ahead and Naira and Uther, both of you, please roll me a performance with, or actually, well, one of you roll me a performance with advantage.
Well, I get advantage anyway, so he should also get to roll with advantage.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, both of you roll with advantage, and we will get a synergy going.
Nice. Yours is better.
Okay, very nice. Once again, the two of you put on a astonishing, truly astonishing performance. In the as like the at this point, by the time you get there and start to settle in, it's probably getting toward about 4 o'clock. So people are just starting to get off work and come in for a pint before they head home and things like that. And once again, the rather Amazonian innkeep throws open the doors and all the windows, and the dulcet tones of your performance flow out onto the street and bring in a crowd that grows and packs out the common room for the entire 2 hours of your performance, and just explodes into rapturous applause at the end of every number. You guys, despite the relative poverty and well, kind of decrepitude of Eldenil, this being one of the nicer establishments, do still earn in tips from the crowd 16 gold.
Excellent. And the shows that been putting on are like kind of the song and stories, but all of them are like a town rising back, you know, a hero's journey, stuff like that. Trying to get the
Okay.
good message out and across.
Okie dokie. By the time you are done with your 2-hour set, it is getting on, like, at this point it is a little bit after sunset, probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock, well, about sunset. So certainly well into the evening. The streets outside are are darkening
Does
as
what's her
the
face
sun gets
give?
below the horizon.
Does what's her face give Uther his 3 gold back?
She does indeed, yes. And yeah, you will have learned that the one moment. What is her name?
What's her face?
It's what's her face now.
It's got to be the last name at least.
Her name is Gelor. Gelor Nellon is the name that she has given you as the owner of the Emperor's Rest. And yes, she does indeed, at the end of your set, come by, plonk the 3 gold down in front of Uther, along with a mug of ale for both of you, thanking you for, once again, packing her common room.
My pleasure. As he would just smile and eat food and then kind of be waiting for that time to pass for everyone to get ready and be ready to head out.
Okay. So yeah, you were able to step out into the streets. This time of night in the high town, there's still a little bit of traffic as people are kind of heading home who've worked late and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's fairly quiet. The light from Wander's Mace and the ubiquitous light cantrip that he recycles whenever you guys are out and about in the dark gives you plenty of illumination. Are you heading to the Dwelling Estate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can we have a 5-minute break?
Sure. Yeah, before we get started in there, we will take 5. Everybody refresh your drinks, use the restroom, we'll restart soon. So, you all make your way up from the Emperor's Rest Inn to the location of the Dwellin Manor. It's a rather grand building that you've noticed several times as you've traversed the aisle back and forth, standing a little apart behind a tall wall. The building itself, like much of Eldenil, speaks of faded glory and once upon a time wealth. A quite grand stone edifice covered with what once was probably quite a lush bed of ivy, but with the recent changes in the atmosphere of Eldenil, is now a pattern of choked and grasping vines. What you can see of the trees that once made up what was no doubt at one point quite a nice set of grounds are equally bare of foliage and somewhat choked by the alchemical fog that sits over all the city. And indeed, as expected, you do see at the front gate a group of guardsmen standing around, apparently just chatting as they stand watch. And you also see, as you watch, several more members of the guard that arrive and leave from the group, apparently relaying as they march around the walls.
By the way, Valco is did we leave him back at the inn, or is he right there next to me?
I'd assumed that he was with you.
Yeah. Okay. I noticed we hadn't said anything, so I just wanted to make sure, but that was my intent too.
Okie dokie.
Suppose someone should approach this guard boy.
You want me to?
No. But if Uther doesn't step forward first, Naira will. And she's yeah, she's trying to do that thing where you roll a coin back and forth between your knuckles. I don't know how good I'll be at it, but she's trying that.
What's your sleight of hand?
+7, passive 17.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say that's a routine trick for you. So yeah, you can just be stepping up, rolling. What coin are you rolling?
I'm rolling an Electrum.
Okay.
And what was his name? This is the time that I really wish I did take notes.
Graham.
Graham. Yeah, she will say it's Graham, right?
And one of them, who, though he's not wearing a cloak, has a sash that sets him apart from most of the other guardsmen. Straightens slightly as you approach, and you can see his eyes like bounce from the coin to your face. After a moment, he just goes, "I, Constable Graham. And you are?"
Oh, just a visitor coming through town.
Well, what can I do for you, visitor?
There's a bit of chill in the air. We were just looking for a way to step out of the cold. And she flips the coin at him and says, "Would you mind?"
And he catches the coin and looks at it for a second and just goes, "No, of course. It's a very chilly evening. It would be remiss of me as a guardsman if I allowed visitors to our fine city to go without shelter. Why don't you just step inside and take the chill off your bones for a moment?"
You are a credit to your badge, sir.
And he kind of just grins and bows his head slightly as he looks at the rest of them and just go. And he pockets the electrum, and then you see him reach in and take a silver out of his coin purse, and he hands it to one of the other guards and goes, "Hey, double down to the tavern. Get us around." And that guardsman and the two others that were also standing with him, all three of them walk off together. And he very resolutely stays staring after them with his back to you and the gate.
All right, we're going.
And to wander as we go inside, Naira will say, "See, we have talked to so many people today, and we haven't threatened to kill any of them."
As you see an arrow just behind the group, just
And you just see.
slam itself into his neck. Yep. Drop.
But
Yeah,
didn't
Wander doesn't-
threaten to kill any of them.
You see, if we tell them, we lose the element of surprise.
No, it's just very important to Naira that you think that we are good people, and so she's very upset that you think we're that violent. She
God.
says, like, red mist clearing.
Yeah.
And again, if we're very obviously out of earshot, she'll say to Uther, "So, in the revolution, we're definitely going to kill him, yeah?"
You cut out for me.
Oh.
Last thing I heard was, I say to Uther, and then you laughed.
I said when we were out of earshot, actually, what I'll do is I'll message it to you, and I'll say, in the revolution, we're definitely going to kill him, yeah?
I mean, I don't like to call it beforehand, but probably.
You two messaging for Wander, it feels like he's the teacher watching you pass notes that he can't read.
Yeah.
They're just like Xavier Temple at each other.
And just looking at
Wander's
each other,
just
and
like,
Wander's just like, you know, I
I
know
don't
you're
trust
talking,
this.
right?
My favorite passing notes between teacher was definitely the Cole Rebel conversation where Lucian was just like,
No, well, what is going on here then? Anyway, so you step inside the gate and see again grounds that at one point were probably quite well manicured and quite a pleasant place to spend some time, but now are quite sadly, what was once well manicured is now overgrown, and what was once lush is now fairly bare of foliage, despite the summer season. Beyond it, the house lies dark and silent.
All right, yeah. Maybe we should look for journals and shit. Some sort of record keeping.
"That's a good idea. Probably find that information in either the office or his private quarters. Let's do a quick look around the ground floor and see if there's anything of interest, and then head upstairs."
Thought you were about to say, let's split up, gang.
Let's split up and search for clues.
Fred and I will go find a dark corner somewhere while you three...
Fred and I are going to check out the bedroom while you three check out the office. Anyway,
While we're
So-
entering, and I have the time to say it, I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast a spell, a thing, as I go to my spell book to cast it.
okay.
And haven't.
Aberration, celestial, elemental, fate, fiend, or undead.
I don't want to put down a 30 feet thing, but there we go.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. You cast this, and as you guys walk into the house, it again shows every sign of abandonment. The interior, like the exterior, shows faded glory and faded wealth. Old furnishings that were once very fine, but now worn down through use and a lack of care. You move through the house from empty room to empty room. Go ahead and give me two of you, basically. So two of you can pick who wants to roll, and both roll with advantage because basically it's two pairs each assisting each other.
What are we rolling?
Investigation, sorry.
I will definitely do one of those rolls. I got a +10.
Go for it, sweetie.
Who's
Who's
taking
got?
the other roll?
I nominate Wander.
I am not investigate good.
I can just do advantage twice.
Huh. No need.
I roll
So-
anyway because I want to feel special.
Go for it. Oh my gosh.
We do well.
So, as you move around the house, most of the rooms are more or less exactly what you would expect to find in a abandoned noble estate. The kitchen, the servants' quarters, the scullery, a pantry with moldy food, sitting rooms, drawing room, moving upstairs, bedrooms, private office. As you move around, Wander, with your focus on your magic, you don't get any specific sense of a direct presence. But this expansion of your senses, the magic that you are channeling to give you this awareness, does give you a creeping sense of lingering unease. There may not be anything here now, but this is a place where bad things have been done, where evil power was focused. And Mary, you got a 27?
Mm-hmm.
As you walk around, you find that as you move through what you assume to have at one point been the master bedroom, the place where Dunor Dwellin spent his nights and presumably a portion of his days, you find your hand drawn to your coin purse. Faint tickling at the back of your mind.
Well, I will get out a coin.
There's again that same unfocused feeling. Not necessarily any specific thing or presence here that is calling to you, but a very clear sense of a wrong needing to be righted. You move through. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, since it's coming to the end of the day, right?
Yes, yeah. At this point, it's probably about 7:30. Probably about 7:30.
Okay, I'm gonna drop. Oh well, I can't. Well, I'm just gonna place that. But I'm gonna do detect magic as we walk around.
Okay. Again, you, similar to Wander, don't feel any specific magical presence, but as you move from the master suite into the offices, where there are desks and a number of writing like instruments and parchments laid out, you do get a sense of lingering power, a remnant of enchantment that settles over everything like a layer of dust in an ancient tomb. And as you move through this office, all of you together searching around, it doesn't take you very long with those rolls to discover what you believe to have been the personal desk of Dunor. There's
Question, by the way. Would those roles have encompassed looking for secret doors or compartments?
Yes,
Okay, good.
and it is in fact those that let you find in his desk. In addition to the normal journals and kind of paperwork of a noble estate and a councilman, there are a number of cabinets in there that contain the paperwork you would expect to find for a man of Dunor dwelling stature. But additionally, inside his desk itself, you know that it's typical for nobles to have hidden compartments where they keep the papers that are not necessarily intended for common use or consumption. And checking through them, you are able to figure out a mechanism that opens up a panel within which you find what you can only assume to be a number of journals. And without even taking much time to read through them, you are able to see that the latest one, rather than containing the precise, noble calligraphy that you've seen on the other correspondence in the office, it contains increasingly desperate, messy scrolls. Very few words, but drawings that are quite familiar. Drawings that you saw just this morning in your brief visit to Dunor's cell at Hopener Asylum. The same representations of draconic beings towering over cities. Cities in ruins, sinking into the sea. People in pain, eyes staring, watching.
Question for later.
Mm-hmm.
Do we still have one of those effigies of the Great Maw?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Maybe one of us should walk around town when we interact with people with that.
That's a fantastic idea.
And I immediately thought of Wander wearing.
See, I thought of Uther.
Oh, we both thought of our loved one. I mean,
I ship it. I ship it so hard.
Can you say that again one more time? Just hey, can you one more time?
Whoa. Don't warn me before you get that close to your mic, man.
I will.
That's what she said.
Oh.
God damn it. Yeah, I don't know why I just thought of that.
I'm always on your mind.
But yes, you do see, again, in the book, like the symbology of a great gaping maw, 5 enormous fangs.
Do I see any?
Teeth.
Do I see any draconic in the journal?
It's actually kind of hard to tell. There are scrolls that could be draconic among the drawings, but they are quite hard to discern any kind of sense from. Give me an investigation check.
$22.
God damn it!
I have a plus 10.
Yes. There are draconic sigils. And again, actually quite similarly to what you saw in the Goblin's Journal, all what seems like a great deal of time ago. These sigils have the look of someone who didn't necessarily know what they were putting down. Which is curious because you have seen in some of the other paperwork, with the 27, you gave this place a pretty thorough going over. And you do know and would be aware as, Naira, you are familiar with the practices of nobility on the Harashan coast.
There's a reason that I learned
Draconic is considered a noble language, so it would be expected that a man of dwelling stature would be familiar with the language. But in amongst the drawings, there are these scrawled runes of Draconic. Most of them seem almost random, nonsensical. They speak of destruction, ruin, the consumption. But you got a 22.
Mm-hmm.
Among them, there is a rune that takes you some time to decode, but is almost like the emblems that are used in hieroglyphics to depict the names of pharaohs, and in that it is a single symbol overlaid multiple times, or like there's multiple symbols overlaid across each other into a single sigil that gives it new meaning and emphasis. You believe this to be a name. The name is Quintazadun.
Quinn. So, this is another reference to 5.
There's too many of those.
Out of curiosity, does Aza or Dune, as like root words and suffixes, mean anything to me?
In this context, no. They seem to, as I said, it seems to be a name that is at once a moniker and an honorific. The way that it is presented in Draconic, kind of the context of how it is written and presented. And the only way you're able to get this level of detail is because you got a freaking 22. But it like potentially if those same sigils were used in other places, they might mean stuff. But in this case, it simply seems to be a name, but a name that is used as a title of honor in addition to being a name. Like the way that it is presented implies a level of majesty and respect and fear, frankly, given the scrawlings that you have seen around it.
So, is there anything that indicates, no, not necessarily in the journal, just in the house in general, indicates either a visitor has come by more than once, or
How long are you
why?
guys spending there?
Huh?
How long are you guys going to like spend looking through the mansion? Are you just going to basically spend like a couple of hours looking through everything you can find?
Yeah, I assumed a couple of hours, unless we stumbled across like something that makes us go, aha.
Okay, I'll say if you guys are spending that long there, then yes, in some of the more coherent journals, you do find references to discussions with other counselors and specific references to the fact that the councilman, Mr. Dory, has attended the estate several times prior to the descent into Roland.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit there.
So yeah, Mr. Dory attended the estate several times prior to the apparent descent into disturbance.
Okay, so at some point we're definitely going to have to ruin his day.
I don't know, man. Everything points to him.
I'm still pretty convinced that means he's a red herring, but, real life doesn't work like a fiction novel.
Maybe that's what he wants you to think.
Well, everything first pointed to Llewellyn.
Yeah. No, we can't fucking talk to him.
I think it's the
Yeah,
lady that we were
that.
first told was probably dabbling in magic, and then we really haven't, nothing's pointed to her since. She's definitely going to come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we just go kill her and just say we solved the problem and be on our way?
Demon! Bust down her door. But yeah, we're definitely gonna pay them both a visit at some point.
No, it's going to make me laugh when it turns out it's the head of that one gang. And the solution the entire time was
Straight
just
up,
to go.
it's an 8-year-old. It's that 8-year-old that you were talking to. That's it.
He was 13.
He was 13-year-old. Is close. But anyway,
Um,
go ahead.
I'm just wondering if there's any other sort of things that we were hoping to find out. So we have basically learned that he was quite clearly losing his mind, that Mr. Dory was coming by a bit. Naira would maybe just say, I don't know if we want to be just postulating about stuff, but
Just
what?
are the recordings with the drawings? Those are his presumed nightmares, visions, that sort of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, the detailings doesn't list any person or event in particular to just before those started happening.
Does he make any reference of losing time?
Not precisely. The journals do speak before they become increasingly incoherent. They do speak of disturbed dreams, and of like a feeling of physical exhaustion, and just like basically feeling tired all the time.
Dude just got depression. Case closed. But nah.
Feeling tired all the time. So he wasn't sleeping.
Or they wouldn't sleep because of the dream.
Or Or he physically wasn't sleeping. He just thought he was going to bed. He's quite clearly being mind controlled.
We don't know that too.
So what if the mind control was just taking control of him at night? He thought he was going to bed, not sleeping, getting up to who knows what, and then coming back to his senses during the day.
And who knows what creepy Dora could be slipping him.
Yeah.
Could be something with the alchemy, folks. But, with all this pointing back to the weird fucking cult shit, what if somebody wore one of their emblems or effigies while we were questioning people just walking about the fucking town? And then
Right.
maybe Wanderer can notice somebody looking at us funny for it.
Might be a good way to get attention, yeah.
Alright, who wants to do it?
I think Uther probably draws the most eyes.
Wait,
Who does?
Huh?
What'd you say?
what did you say? You cut out a bit there.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I said I think Uther probably draws the most eyes.
Really? I thought it was Lorium. I mean, he's just so tall.
Yeah.
Alright, so I should sit on Uther's shoulders then. Got it, come here.
All right, I'll try, but I don't know if this is gonna work.
Draw the most attention. Alright, Uther, roll a strength check.
But for real, what are you guys doing?
Yes. At what time is it?
At this point, it's like you spent some time here, checking it out, and everything. And I mean, you left the inn. It was probably about 6:30. So you've come here. You spent a couple of hours looking around. So at this point, it's probably about 9 p.m.
And what time is the curfew? Like the normal go the fuck to sleep time?
This is a port town, so there doesn't really strictly seem to be one. Time and tide wait for no man, so the docks at least are almost always awake, and because of that, there's always at least a little bit of traffic on the streets. So there doesn't seem to be a strict like curfew of any kind.
Okay.
It's possibly one of the things that allowed the Lantern Killer to, or the Lantern Light Killer to do what they did.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck it, whatever. I can wear one of those fucking weird effigies if you want, and just have that on display as he'll tuck his Sigil of Tempest into his armor, while holding out a hand towards Naira or whoever it was who had the FGs. I assume it was Naira.
Naira, yeah.
Yep.
She dug it out of her backpack and handed it over.
But do we still want to start on that little night patrol shit for a few hours? AKA somebody being bait.
Sounds like fun. I never get to do stuff like this anymore.
We can still do Topple Street Gang Tuesday.
I have figured shit out. What just happened? Why are we at the street gang?
We're trying to solve a
I missed
murder.
like the last 3 minutes.
Several, in fact.
Lorium's wearing an effigy now and going to wear it while we walk around town and question people for the next few days or however long we're here. And he was questioning the group on if we're gonna still try to do the night patrol bait shit. And Uther, as Uther does, wants to topple a street gang and become their new street king.
Huh.
So why not both?
It's about the right time of night specifically to tempt the or to do the bait, right?
Well, we'd
I
still
mean,
need
it is
to
certainly
locate it.
like, yeah, well after dark.
Right.
And we were told about where the murder happened, so we could go to that area and look for tavern in the area.
You just gotta act drunk or unaware.
Yes. But I wanted to be in the right area.
No, yeah.
No, we know
Sorry,
the
I
area.
wasn't mentioning it because of the tavern thing.
We know it's along. Oh, what was it? Any lane down? I have it written down. Don't say.
Yes.
Let me find it.
Okay.
Did I say it right? Well, now you can say it.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Okay, good.
Think so?
If it's just along that road by the water, I mean, that would be the right area.
Well, the murders, that was the site of the latest murder. The murders that,
All
like,
over,
the
right?
previous murders had happened all over the southern part of the city.
Oh,
But
okay.
only the southern part, hmm?
Was it
Well,
always near the
those
water?
are always near the water.
All right.
We go to this dirty, dank, stinky place. We walk.
Lovely.
I get assaulted by more than just water demon monster bitches.
Well, we walk way far away from you to where Wander can see you. And we just sort
Wander
of...
can't see in the dark. That's going to be like 30 feet.
Yeah.
Shit balls!
That's okay.
Well-
Don't be too far. I have message. If I need you, I can let Uther know. I'm very fast, you guys. Of all of us, I am probably the best person to do this.
He just nods and turns and goes, which one of you wants to be invisible? As he looks at Wander and Lorium. Alright, don't all jump at it.
He'll just look at Wander and just say, rock, paper, scissors.
You can have it.
Very kind of you.
Wander is glowing, right? He's got a weapon that's glowing.
Yes.
Correct.
And my shield is glowing.
Light tends to draw the eye in the dark. That's all I'm saying.
Which is why you should probably just carry your lantern, then he can see you.
Okay, I can do that, no problem. But never mind.
No, you're saying we should make Wander invisible.
I
The
was
funny
saying
thing
that.
The funny thing about that is, since possessions also become invisible, what happens to the light source? A, and B, he can't see at all in front of him anymore.
The light sources would go invisible, and therefore they would stop providing illumination.
Mm-hmm. So then, yeah.
I could just not be there for the encounter.
No, don't do that.
Want her to just be alone at the bar drinking.
Polymorph you into a little mouse.
Just stay a distance back, and then if there's a street gang, try and pick a fight with it. And he would turn and then look at Lorium, getting ready to cast the spell as he'd kind of pause, looking at Lorium and go, I'm gonna ask permission because I don't want you to break my nose later. Can I boop you on the nose? It's the only way I know how to make it work.
You can't boot me on the nose. You can touch one of my horns.
I feel like that's kinkier.
Yeah, I was about to say thank you, Wander.
The brain cells you
Yeah. There's so many things I want to say, but I know you'll just make a sex joke out of it.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Maybe it'll work if I try your horn. As he's going to boop himself and lure him on the horn, as it would then flood its way down and turn invisible. As out of it, you would hear no casting spells or attacking, but you can use like items and stuff.
Wander would hear Lorium saunter up to him and just say, "Just wear this for a bit, just in case." And he would put the effigy around your neck.
Okay.
Neat. Nothing is said. This is accepted.
And Uther at that would just make his way pretty close up towards Naira, like getting a few feet back and off to the side, but within like 15, 20 feet. And I have Devil's Sight, so mwah.
Lorium is staying much farther back. Thank you.
Okay.
Me too. I'm staying much further back than Lori.
So, you do all of this within the confines of the dwelling estate. Are you simply going to kind of leave and head down toward the alchemy quarter?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. The gate
At
open.
speed.
You open the gate and step out to find the patrol of guardsmen all resolutely paying attention to the house across the street. And very clearly not aware of the fact that the gate has just opened behind them. You pass by.
You cut out. Am I?
Oh, you're cutting out.
You cut out. Last thing I heard, you had
Oh
just.
no,
Oh
They're
no.
both cutting out.
both of you are cutting out.
Bad internet. Behave.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Christine, you there?
Am I here?
Aha!
Yay.
Can you hear me? No. Hello? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Well played.
I can hear you now.
Alchemist Fire.
Oh, hello.
That was fun. So all I heard was well-placed alchemist fire?
That's all you need to know.
Now we're talking about sex toys.
Oh, that's exciting.
Well placed Alchemist Fire. It's icy hot. Let's go.
No.
Anyway.
Anyway, in the dark of night, your group makes their way, to the casual observer, only a pair of you, make your way south from the estate, down through the close-packed streets into the noisome area known as the Alchemist Quarter. As you pass over the bridges and walk along the decrepit and crumbling docksides that seem to make up much of the man-made isles in this area of the estuary, you see that the water here is particularly turbid. In some cases, it seems as though there's very little actual flow of water, and there's simply bridges over noisome stretches of stinking mud. The hulks of ships beached on this sticky tide are all that stands at most of the docks.
I will, as Lorium suggested, get out a lantern, by the way.
Okay. And as you are making your way down and through the Alchemist Quarter, everyone please give me perception checks. And Wonder, you are openly wearing the sigil, correct?
Yes, but I guess I can't really douse the mace fire, so my light is off, just for the sake
Okay.
of having that said.
Come on, Wander, give a perception. Come on, Wander.
Okay.
Perception, God.
Hmm.
Wonder, are you walking beside Naira or a little ways back from her?
No, it'd be I guess we should get the number down now. About how far away is Lorium
Lauren would
from
be
Naira?
much closer towards you. He probably anywhere between 45, 60 feet.
Okay, then let's call it like 90 feet back from Naira.
Okay.
I can roll that again at disadvantage if that would be
No,
smarter.
you're fine. There we go. Just double checking something. You have had a feeling, as almost from as soon as you left the estate, as you were walking down, of someone, of being watched. But it takes some time before you're able to actually pin down this feeling and see anything of actual note. As you've walked, the shadows cast by the flickering light at your hip seem to shift in alleyways, and you glancing around, wondering if potentially what you saw, what you're feeling, was just that flickering light. Then, finally, as you walk your way through the Alchemist Quarter, you catch a definite glimpse. An alleyway that Naira has passed ahead of you. As you approach it, you see, crouched in it, a figure, hooded and cloaked. And do you try and hide the fact that you have seen this person? Like, are you looking at them, or are you trying to be discreet in your observation?
I'll try to be discreet, and I'm not very good at those.
Give me a bluff or a deception check.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
It's fine. It doesn't notice.
This figure, let me see if the camera feels like working for this portion.
Uh-oh.
This figure, as you see them crouching in this alley. They look. They look at you as you approach, and seem to see you. See them. There is eye contact between the two of you, and as you approach, they hold their hand up, five-fingered claw, and in a very deliberate gesture, rake it down.
Hmm.
What does Wander do?
Oh, okay. I thought I was getting spelled. um, I'm gonna copy him.
The figure rises slightly from its crouch, glancing toward Naira. Comes out, and as it approaches closer, you see it seems human beneath its hood. It's hard to tell. Furtive in its look and in its approach. And as it comes toward you, you can see its eyes glance from the effigy around your neck up to you and back. And it goes, and it's, who are you? Are you truly a brother?
Fuck, you guys really did this, huh? Wander will
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
Wander will say, yes, come.
Is the name of the Blessed Herald? Or what is the name of
I
the Blessed Herald?
wonder, does Lorium see him just stop?
I don't know. Do you?
I mean, you would definitely be aware that Wander had stopped moving. Yeah, like he's got a big glowy ball at his hip, so
Oh.
After that question, I'll look to see if Lorium's noticed or if his attention.
Lorium is
Can't see,
invisible.
he's invisible.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right. Yes, yes, I love it when invisibility comes back to bite me in the ass.
But
I
maybe
will
you'll
look
hear the
where
clanking
Lorium
of
is.
the
Although, Naira and Uther, please also both of you give me perception checks. Or actually, because you guys have your link, one of you can choose to do it with advantage.
We both have the same.
So you can both roll.
Regardless, I'm gonna look to see where Lorium is and not see it, and then panic.
Not bad. I'm gonna get a 4.
Oh!
Woo!
You are both aware that Wander has halted, but neither of you can see this figure that is, and because this person that has approached you is still like keeping themselves quite flat against the angle of the building next to you, and none of you, the rest of you, have visibility on them as they're kind of leaning out slightly to talk to you, Wander.
About how far away are they? This figure.
This figure, they're like this is a relatively narrow road that you're walking down, so they're probably only about 5 to 10 feet away from you.
How far am I from Wander?
And well, actually, you know what? Let's start mapping this out.
I know.
Oh.
Lorium is anywhere between 30 to 45 feet away from Wander.
I'd be about
One
90 feet
moment,
away
hang
from
on,
Naira.
because Foundry is doing funny business. There we go.
And I'm 20 feet away from Naira.
Okay, so there's Wander. Wander is glowing.
Thank you.
God, your complexion, it's glowing.
Oh, thank you.
Lorium is invisible. Naira is over here with a lantern. Or actually, hang on. Let's get you, all of you in here. Uther is with Naira and is visible. And Naira is also has her lantern out. Although I won't bother actually to apply light to Naira's one because she has dark vision, so she won't need it. And now we go over here, and we go bam because it is nighttime.
Spooky.
So can you all see yourselves? And is this, are you guys happy with this being kind of the configuration? Oh, you said that I was slightly closer to you, so let's move her back a bit. And Uther, you were kind of there-ish. Is everybody happy with this configuration?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now the question would be, for Lorium, could I tell that Wander is talking to somebody?
What did you roll?
I didn't roll perception again yet.
Oh, what was your
My
first
roll
perception?
was a fucking 7.
Oh, well, yeah, that was to see the first thing. So yeah, roll a perception. Roll another perception.
Okay.
Roll higher, please. Save
You
this
know
little boy.
what? I'll use my inspiration for a
Okay.
perception roll. 50.
Okay.
Yes, he does appear to be talking to someone. And you saw him halt, raise his hand, and make this gesture. And now he appears to be conversing with somebody that you cannot see, who is evidently crouching in the lee of some debris that's up against this building.
Oh, he did the weird, or rather, he saw him do the weird claw gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, I'll just
Actually,
cock his
hang on.
head.
This scene. Hang on, I'm gonna alter something on this scene a little bit because, well, nah, screw it, it's fine.
Poor Wander just thought he was waving to some guy. All of a sudden, he's a cultist.
So
You're a big
yeah,
man with
this.
glowy items.
You try to
So
be nice.
you all are aware of this interaction. You cannot see who he is interacting with. But you can see that Wander has stopped and is now conversing with somebody. And this man has leaned forward toward you, Wander, and said, "What is the name of the blessed herald?"
I will glance in the direction of Naira because I don't fucking see Lorium and see if she sees me.
Lauren will start to walk at a slow pace back to Wander.
Okay,
Ni-
give me a stealth check.
Naira will try to give the sort of general idea that she's sort of stumbling around a little bit drunk.
Okay.
Oh.
There you go.
Huh.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
So should we do initiative now?
Sorry,
or-
Naira. Please continue.
Yeah, well, and she's basically going to stumble over here, but within enough range. I think it's 100 feet, isn't it? For message. 120, so I got plenty of room.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Listen,
going to
can't see
message Wander and say, "What's going on?"
Do they see you respond with message?
They would be aware that you had that you wear.
Well,
Yeah,
does he
you
have
would be
lips?
whispering something. Well, that is a fine question.
Disturbing question.
I guess in this case, no. But I will still need I would still need a deception check, where it not for the fact that as he has asked you this question and leaned forward, there is suddenly a crack and a clatter as Lorium turns and starts to move toward you, and with his boot steps down on a slightly sodden plank in the decking that makes up the roadway here, which splinters under his weight, and the man's head whips around, looking
The
at
second it
the
whips around,
space.
can I do something?
Yes, you can.
I want to reach into the chest, quote unquote, compartment and grab my own symbol and cast Hold Person on him.
Okay. Go ahead and cast.
Alright. Yeah.
And he needs to make himself a wisdom saving throw.
He fails these. He fails these. He fails these.
Oh, sorry, I was rolling privately, but you will be
did you-
pleased to hear he does fail this.
Let's
Saw your
go!
eyebrow twitch. When
I was so scared. I looked at his eyes and I was just like, oh, fuck, that was like a 28.
Where's the restraint? There we go. Wow. The figure whips around. His hand darts under his cloak, grabbing for something, and then you bring out your holy symbol. Light blazes brighter around you for a moment, and the man freezes in place. And as he does so, I would like everybody please to roll for initiative.
Yeah, let's go. Hold person, clutch spell.
Oh. Ooh.
Kiao.
And one moment here while I set this up, because I was not entirely expecting you guys to take this route.
I had a whole we had like 5 things we could have done, and this was number 6.
Yay! Cole had one decent idea and realized, oh wait, I'm invisible. Nobody can see it, and put it on the very, very, very visible guy who also cannot lie.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
It's okay.
I'm not good at it.
Uther made invisible the one guy who can't sneak.
Whoa, assassin, that's a strong
Like-
word.
So, Lorian, you have just seen this man reach into his, whip around his head to come peering toward you. His hand reaching into his cloak for something. Or, in fact, you do not see this move. All you see is your friend Wander reach in, bring out his holy symbol, which blazes with light as familiar words of celestial chant fill this alleyway. What do you do?
First things first.
Are you perhaps the realist?
He's going to start walking towards Wander. Let me know if I see the guy. 10, 15.
I would say at this point, you have direct line of sight to him. He is frozen, so he is no longer capable of actively hiding from you. You can see him. You see a man, as I said, seems to be a humanoid figure. All you can really make out of him right now is a black cloak with what looks to be some kind of armor underneath it.
Okay. So he just held person this. So he would just say, knockout.
Yes.
Okay. And he can get right there. Perfect.
Are you guys hearing battle music, by the way?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, it's a go claim.
Your attack with advantage.
Thank you. Not great.
Still hits.
Yes. Normal. And then.
Oh, that's also a crit, by the way. He is
Yeah.
paralyzed. That is a
Mhm.
crit.
Yeah, so it's an auto crit.
Okay. In that case, I'll just roll another d10.
Temptation to smite is there, isn't it?
It is.
Speaking of auto crits,
Very there.
It's only a crit if you're within 5 feet.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Or with melee, or
5 feet.
it's? Oh, then it
Ah,
doesn't affect
okay.
me then.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I had to reread the full thing.
Thank you for confirming.
And then attack, I'd stop being invisible,
Indeed.
but I still get advantage because he's paralyzed or stunned or something.
Paralyzed.
Advantage gay.
That hits.
Oh my god. Normal. 3.
Okay.
And then one more for good measure because fuck it, I can. Yes. Oh.
22 definitely hits. for 9.
Yeah.
Okay, your glaive lashes out, and the hilt smashes into the head. The man is thrown back in chains that Wanderer has bound him with. But you can see his eyes glaring out at you. Both of you now, through the blood that is sheeting down from the wounds that you have inflicted. He is still alive, and he is pissed, though, for the moment, still held. Naira, you are next.
Well, then Naira is going to... can she see this dude now?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Or, well, yeah, you know what? I'll say yeah. He's kind of been thrown around by the blows, so he's out of his hiding place.
And stunned in a very awkward angle.
So
If nothing else,
Naira,
she sees that Lorium shit into someone.
move 40. So... and then... There. She's going to Tabaxi sprint. I think it was one more, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tabaxi sprint to there while getting out her crossbow. Is that 30 feet?
That is 30 feet.
Woot! Gotta love Tabaxi speed. And having seen Lorium start to attack, she is going to do the same. $22?
22 hits.
And you do still roll with advantage, so you do get sneak attack.
Oh, I didn't even
Indeed.
roll with advantage there.
Oh, well, do you want a crit fish?
I do.
Yes.
Oh!
Oh! No crit, but you do get your sneak attack.
No crit, big hit.
Actually, I'm not gonna do my sneak attack just now.
Ooh.
Okay.
So that's 8, and then I get my bonus action, where I'm gonna use my critspiration.
Oh, okay.
So damage, critical hit, plus sneak attack,
Whoa.
critical hit.
Oh no.
So I did a total of 47 points of damage.
Wonder is
Lorium
so disappointed.
smashes him back against the wall, and he cracks there. And then Naira comes sprinting back across the bridge out of the darkness, whipping out her crossbow. First bolt pins him back to the wall again as he was kind of weaving forward. Cocks it against her leg, comes up with another bolt. Fires again, and pinned in place, held by the chains that Wanderer has bound him with. The other bolt right into his throat. And you see his eyes go cloudy as it strikes home.
And we just turn around to her.
Wanderer will just shout out, "No!"
Sometimes you just gotta show some restraint. That's was a lead. That's it.
Well, heal him!
Hmm?
She'll say, well, heal him!
But I didn't go all out, damn it.
And that's your turn?
Yep.
From the dark shadows, you hear a sibilant voice hissing. Traitors! Traitors and scum!
Oh, fantastic!
And another man in a dark cloak appears, a short sword in each hand as he rushes forward. And he is going to attack you, Lorium,
Again,
with
that's the
advantage
first
because
one
you are unaware of him.
Ooh.
Silvery barbs.
Ooh. I knew it. I was
What
about
is-
to be like, let me see that poison damage.
Oh, fuck you!
Ooh. Let me see that poison
Just these
damage.
hands.
So, first of all, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
It is an effect against poison.
It is an effect against poison.
Advantage.
Oh.
Okay.
She'll give advantage to Uther, by the way.
Take it.
As the blade bites home, you
Oh.
feel this sizzling pain boiling out from the wound. You are able to focus in, and with your with your bulky constitution, shrug off the worst of the effects. So you take only 16 poison damage as the blade bites home for another 9 piercing, and then he jams it deeper into a vulnerable point of your armor for another 11. So you take a total of 36 damage.
Oh man, this guy. Wait, 36?
36.
Oh,
16 from the
hold on.
poison, 20 from the attack.
I did full damage. There we go. That looks a lot better.
And then he stabs you with his other short sword,
Short sword 2, electric boogaloo.
also with advantage.
No.
But fortunately for you, this time you are able to turn and present the plate of your armor, your newly acquired plate armor, to him, and the blade skitters off the dark plates.
Oh wait, you know what I just realized? I am also resistant to poison. So, do some math and just heal myself.
Add an additional 8. Heal yourself for an additional 8. Yeah.
See guys, not so bad. I'm still green.
Wonder, you're up.
Yep. Yes. I must make sure my abilities do not hurt the people around me indiscriminately.
One of your buddies is invisible.
This is
One
not
of your
true.
buddies is invisible.
Uther is not my friend.
The truth come out.
Does the rumor come out? I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna move boop here. And I'm gonna take a page out of Naira's book, and I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
Yes. And now I'm gonna try to hit him with my funny mace
Oh boy.
that I'm
Okay.
very happy to be doing right now.
Well, if you hit, you actually do a lot of damage, my man.
I'm gonna try to hit him. Eh.
That hits.
Damn Skippy, it does. This is
By
not
the way,
gonna
have
be
you
right.
I can't remember what you attuned it to. Was it flaming
It
or
was
radiant? Radiant, okay.
Also, because of D&D Beyond, the item doesn't exist there, and I don't know how to like make a custom one there. So when we update characters for like importing, it got rid of the fixed flame bearer. So I'm just gonna do the
Yeah,
correct number
you
of
can just
dice.
manually do the damage
Yeah.
thing. I'm cool with that.
So that is going to be Can I just put plus for the type? Like if I'm doing two
Yeah.
different types, I just put plus.
Yep.
Bet. That is gonna be this. 16 damage.
Wait, why is it
So you see,
2d8?
It's 2d8, one from Spirit Shroud and one from
Ah.
this little feature.
Ah,
Mans has a
okay.
Yes, it is.
smiling on
It is
all attack.
bludgeoning, fire, radiant, and cold.
And what's your strength bonus?
3.
So that should be an additional 3 damage on top of that.
Yeah, so 16 total.
16 total. Okay. So yeah, you step in, bring the mace around, and it crashes into this man. 16.
And for the sake of saying it, he can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn, and his speed is reduced by 10.
Okay.
His scary little flaming hands grab and pull him into the docks, into the wood below.
Sorry, my dog's just barking at the neighbors. One moment.
He gets scared.
He got scared of the Spirit Shroud.
Man.
Nope, that's
I'm
just
gonna
our
kill him.
opinionated dog.
Within 10 feet of you. Oh, that would work on Lorium too.
Okay.
It's any creature of your choice.
Need that spell.
Did the combat music just cut out for you guys, or is it still going?
Yeah, you can get it.
They're going.
Yeah,
Okay.
You can't get
Foundry's just being Foundry. Okay, so yep, you bring your mace in, crack the man across the head, and as this radiant flame bursts out, it does indeed solidify into these flickering hands that grip and paw at the hem of his cloak. And in this illumination that it provides, Wander, Naira, and Lori, all three of you are now able to get a look at your assailant. And you see that beneath the hood, the skin of this man is completely hairless, and the skin itself is ashy, pale, grey, splotched with the sores or some kind of strange flaws across it.
Stinky?
There is a definite, this close in the Alchemist Quarter, the air is thick with noxious fumes and smoke that even at this hour mean that it's hard to tell if what you're smelling is him, the mud, or simply the effluent from the workshops around you.
Oh boy. We're killing Dory, y'all.
That's adorable. Okay, is that your turn, Wander?
Yeah.
Okay. One second. Uther, Naira, Wander, Lorium. All of you, please give me perception checks.
Alright.
Yeah. 8.
9.
29.
I see him, his family, his dog.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Wander, you see. Actually, well, he is obscured, and you don't have dark vision, so
Yes.
should be able to
He
roll that with
cannot be
advantage.
surprised by anyone, though.
Okay. So in that case, Naira and Wander, you both actually see, flickering across the bridge, another figure, cloaked and hooded, crouched low as it skitters forward in the shadows. But you just, in the flickering light from Wander's mace, glimpse off a blade clutched in the hand. Uther, you unfortunately do not see this figure, but it is your turn.
Excellent. I don't see him. So I'm gonna do this. Take my first shot with the advantage, because I'm invisible at this guy.
Okie doke.
Ooh.
That
Okay.
hits.
And then I'm gonna do some damage. Okay. 13. And then I'm gonna pop up, hex him, and I'm gonna put it on his dex and say, he should be easier to grab now. And then I'm gonna shoot at him again with advantage with Naira's.
Okay. That hits.
And then damage.
Nice.
Damage. Okay. So 27.
Okay. Blam, blam. Gripped as he is by these flaming hands, he's completely unable to duck away as you materialize on the bridge, blasting rod in hand, and these bolts of arcane energy slam into him. This gurgling cry of pain tears from his throat, and all of you can tell this is not the cry of a human in pain. But that brings us back around to the top. Laurium, you're up.
Hello, it's me. Lorium remembers the last time he tried to grab somebody and how frustrating it was, so instead he will just non-lethally get that non-lethally, Naira. Non-lethally. I'm kidding with you. I'm just fucking. 17?
17 hits.
Za. Normal. 11. And then. Okay, that
26 also hits.
Za. Hit him. Normal. Okay. And then.
He's still just up as these two blows, just like you with the flat of the glaive, up one side of the head, across the other. He's weaving in front of you.
Drop!
As you bring the hilt down right in the center. And he slumps to the ground in front of you.
And P.S. I love Naira's reputation of being the bookworm killer.
He
That will
step
change.
over his body. And await any others.
Okay. Naira.
Actually, wait. Lorium has no reason to think that there are any more.
Well, Naira's has leveled her crossbow in this direction on the bridge. So you probably do notice that. And I need to make sure I am within 30 feet, so I gotta move there. Was there, right? Yeah. And then she'll actually say, "Can I kill this one?" And then she will fire twice.
Oh shit! There's another one. I would prefer more, but.
Oh.
13 misses, though, as he ducks down under your first bolt, but your second one strikes home.
Can I kill this one, Mrs.?
I didn't randomly add sneak attack for no reason this time. Proud of me.
So
We're all
Naira, yeah,
proud of you.
your second bolt strikes home.
Oh, I
That
gotta
one
remember
is
I can steady aim now.
Oh yeah, at Laurium's feet. Wander, you're up.
Yeah.
You are also aware of this figure that Naira has shot at.
I'm also unhappy. I'm gonna drop the Spirit Shred. This spell never stays up for long, but it's cool when it's used. I think I've used it twice. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's a space I can stand in, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna guiding bolt him. Yeah, I'll just do it at first level. So,
Okay.
hiya. Aw.
13 does not hit, unfortunately.
That will be all I do.
Okay. So this bolt of a divine energy streaks over him, impacting against a wall across the bridge. The man pulls up short, glancing at his fallen comrades, at all of you arrayed against him. Then turns, runs, and without any apparent hesitation, leaps from the bridge, diving 20 feet down into the turbid waters below, disappearing beneath them with what is half a splash, half an almost splatting gloop noise. The polluted waters, you can't imagine being the most pleasant reception, but he disappears beneath them.
You said it was about 20 feet down?
20 feet down.
Heard.
What are you planning on doing?
You'll see.
And those of you who can see in the dark don't see any sign of him resurfacing. Uther, you're up.
Uther would do that like, oh shit, he was right there the whole wow. And he would make his way over to the edge and looking down with my devil's sight, is there anything I can tell or is it just like garbage?
Give me a perception check.
Sorry, it broke up for a second for me. What'd you say?
Give me a perception check, please.
Okay. Go himbo. Nope.
No. You can see a disturbance in this, like, filthy watercourse that flows beneath the bridge that marks his entrance. But as you look at the surface of this disgusting watercourse, you don't see any sign of your foe.
Then I'm just gonna go looking at Wander and go, you seem to have some type of idea. I like your ideas. And then I'm gonna give him an inspiration. And end my turn.
Okay. Lorian, you're up.
Mm-hmm. He will drag the body 15 feet. And then drag the body 15 more feet. With a dash action, and that'll be his turn.
Okay.
He's leaving the body under him, so he'll be standing over top.
As you put the body
Okay.
there, Wander just looks at you and says, "Do not kill him."
I'm not. That's why I'm taking them with me so they can, if they want to stop it.
You get the feeling that wasn't a conversation.
Yep.
Okay. So, Lorian has dragged the body over to his companions. Naira, you have just seen this remaining figure that you saw take a dive off the bridge into the filthy watercourse below and disappear beneath its surface.
Has anybody told Naira what they asked?
What do you mean?
Like what they just
What they asked Wander?
Yes.
Nope.
No, there hasn't been any time for that to be
Lorian
communicated.
didn't hear it. He just knew he was having a conversation.
Naira is going to try and cast message to the thing that was escaping.
Okay.
To the person that was escaping. And she is going to say... damn it! What is she gonna say? We know more than you think. Come back, let's talk. Do I at least sense if I connected?
Roll me a d8 and call. Well, first of all, call high or low.
Low.
Then roll me a d8.
5.
Fuck.
I know.
You don't sense a connection. It's hard. Like you're kind of trying to pinpoint where you think they might be under the surface of the water. Hard to tell if your spell actually connected or not. Do you want to do anything else?
No.
Okay. Wander, you're up.
Me. I am going to push past Naira in the body. And I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 25. And stand next to Uther. Just for the sake of asking. This guy's just not like a 10 feet below the surface moving around, right?
I mean,
Can I get a perception check as like a bonus
Yeah,
action?
take a perception check.
I'll do it at disadvantage. Yeah. Big ol' 13.
You don't see anything.
Cool. God, it's gonna be so sad if this doesn't work. I am going to hold out my holy symbol and then let go of it so that it kind of hovers in the air. And then hold out the mace and press it down on the bridge, like holding it with both hands, like holding the head against the bridge, and then bring it up and slam down. And as I do, I'm going to cast Control Water. And I'm going to part the river.
Shit.
I'm going to do the part water, and I'm going to part the river from like. Let me get the measuring tool.
He's gonna avatar it.
From like, let's call it there to there.
I have to tell you, his swim speed, he is here.
That's that's
So
tragic.
you bring your mace down. The water, if you could call it that, does
Naira
respond
definitely
to
gets
your
transferred.
power, like surging up either side and flowing around this trough that you carve. But there is no sign of your assailant.
But that water definitely comes up and absolutely drenches Naira, right?
I mean, that's up to you. You're the one controlling it.
Oh, it gets all of us, but that's real
So,
gross.
yes, this disgusting, polluted, alchemical waste.
Can I have a dex save?
Naira can make a dex save. Uther, you may as well. All of you, in fact, can roll dex saves if you choose to try and avoid this swelling of water.
Let's just see, just for funsies. 11.
So Uther, you do manage to avoid most of this, ducking sideways into the center where the water is being parted from. Naira, you are able to throw yourself backward, emerging bone dry as this water rains back down. Laurium, however, your armor is now spattered with these rivulets of alchemical pollution as the river parts and is held in suspension. Water droplets flung up as more water comes in and is captured by the spell and pushed aside. But unless anybody has anything else that they are going to try, we can call that the end of combat.
That was such a clutch use of that spell, though.
That was
But man,
yeah.
I'm just saying, I've got another one, and I'm trying to decide if I want to do it again on one side of the.
Well, unfortunately, on his turn, he is going to swim another 80 feet down the river. Out of sight, beneath the surface.
Brandon's gonna breathe at some point.
Does he?
Don't know. I mean, yes, he has to breathe at some point, right?
I mean,
Maybe he can breathe underwater, but he has to breathe at some point.
You're being so uninclusive. You literally have someone who doesn't breathe in your party.
I know! But he didn't look like you.
That is racist.
Or a ghost.
I don't know. He looks like he wouldn't stop me. I'm not gonna do it again, though. I am gonna leave it parted though and just look at how.
So I know sometimes I get thoughts that pop into my head and I don't say them out loud, but part of me kind of wanted to bring one of these guys and fucking question them in front of somebody and see if they wanted to take them back like that captain asshole. And then if they didn't let us fuck with them anymore, then we just have the other one that's still alive, but now we got two dead ones and one that got away.
Wait, had this guy die?
no, he's not dead.
One dead guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
One dead, one unconscious, one got away.
correct.
And as you're complaining about that,
Sorry,
Wander's
Dad.
gonna,
You said two dead guys.
Whoops.
Wander's gonna walk up and cast his own of truth.
We're doing this now.
He's gonna say, Ben, now.
All right.
Where's Valco?
Oh,
We definitely left him at the inn, right? This time for our stealthy ambush, we left the fucking the direwolf in like heavy armor.
I assumed we were leaving him for the wagon.
All right,
Yeah.
that works. We'll leave him in the wagon.
that makes sense. Okay, yeah, he is guarding the wagon.
Because the other dogs ran away from him.
So-
Words.
You're looking down at this unconscious form, and you can now see very clearly he, like the one that was slain, has this grey, blotchy skin. These what look to be kind of sores crisscrossing this, what you can see of it. Apart from that, he wears a long, dark cloak and dark leather armor. And as you can see, as you saw, he had previously held in each hand a short sword, the blades gleaming with some kind of oil.
Speaking of which, unless that check was for the taking of his shit.
Naira
Now,
is
what was the?
Naira is tying him up, and she also wants to go through his pockets.
Okay, so 22 to tie him up. Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Lauren will help you with the investigation, as he'll say, also check his mouth to see if he doesn't got some weird shit in there.
Okay.
He doesn't actually appear to have a great deal on him. In addition to the short swords, he has a pair of sheaths for it on the that are slung across the back of his hips. He also has strapped to his thigh a hand crossbow and a bandolier of bolts. He has a pouch on his belt, which contains an empty vial and another with a strange greenish liquid.
And Naira will sort of start to try and hand this to Midnight. And then catch herself. And then she will put it in a pocket.
Additionally, they are carrying a coin purse without much in it. There's 3 gold and 5 silver. And looking into their mouths, you do indeed see that despite the apparent human presentation of this person, their teeth are notably needle-like, pointed and predatory in their mouth.
But any like poison pills that they've got tucked under a tooth? Not that I
Not that
know
you can
anything
see.
about that.
And I suppose once we've secured them and taken their shit, I'll
Wake up!
Maybe we should move it off the main road. Like, at least drag him over to the side.
You already cast the spell.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
going anywhere. It's happening here.
I mean, as I said, this is like it's kind of late at night at this point. It's probably about 10 o'clock when this happens, and this is not a high traffic area where this took place. This map was actually supposed to be about half the size that it is, but Foundry Funny Business meant that it is slightly larger. So despite appearances, these are not main roads. These are actually kind of smaller alleyways where this confrontation took place.
Then I suppose seeing him sufficiently fuck it. I'll do healing word on him.
Okay.
So he gets healed a little bit, and then he realizes the situation that he is. He gets healed a lot of it.
Okay. He comes back.
Yep, simmer there on there.
There was some Asgore in there.
Asgore. Never.
But yeah, he struggles against the bindings for a moment and staring up at all of you with these beady, hate-filled eyes. You can see his eyes, like his teeth, don't seem entirely human. The whites are dark, grayish, almost like the eyes of a corpse or a fish. As he stares up at you, you think this is a victory? You'll die just like everyone else. This place, this whole city, will be nothing but fodder, and you will be consumed with it.
Can I get that
Wow.
charisma save before we question him?
Huh?
Can I get the charisma save for Zone of Truth before we question him?
Oh, yes, indeed. Boop, boop.
I heard
Well, you
cold save
know.
save. Wait, hold on.
You know it whenever they fail anyway, right?
And yes, as he stares around him, you do feel the zone of power that you have set around focus in and settle upon him. He kind of seems to try and shake his head off. It's like, what have you done, servant of the dark? You serve a lie.
Alright, you recognize this? And he'll point towards Wander's little symbol.
Zone of Truth doesn't actually compel any answer, does it?
No. Which is
No.
why I
He
want to
totally
ask,
got it.
as a player, do any of us have any sort of friend spells?
I don't believe so, no.
Lucy? What's the save DC on your Zone of Truth?
16.
Charisma. Let's see. 20.
Okay. Naira, please do also give me a saving throw.
Yes, sorry.
there's it.
Uh-huh.
And that's a saving throw for the Zone of Truth?
For the Zone of Truth, yes.
I'm not fighting it.
It's over
Okay.
creature. Oh, you're not fighting that? Okay, cool. Thought you were like, I'm not fighting the creature.
Please answer all of his questions, and then we'll let you go.
Poor dude.
For 8 hours!
It's like, it is a sign of the Five, the blessed truth that will consume the lies.
Who do you work for?
I serve those who have been blessed by the truth. Mr. Dory sends us forth in its service. He, like I, has seen the coming.
Did Mr. Dory frame Mr.
Roger.
Dwellin?
Dwellin. He was a tool, yes. He served the Five, though he knew it not.
Are you dying?
Oh, is he drowning? Is he drowning?
It's like, I've been too long from the embrace of the blessing of the truth. I must return.
Where's that water?
I was sent out. The vial. It is a curse to those who have not felt the blessing, but a boon to the rest of us.
Naira gets out the vial that she just put in her pocket and she says, "Is this it?
Yes.
And if you drink this, you will be okay?"
No. I must be anointed with it.
Can you anoint yourself?
Not with my hands bound.
And how does one anoint you?
A balm for my skin, for my sores.
Oh, gross. Somebody want to take this? Quick!
Wander will snatch it out of your hands and do it.
Okay, good.
I actually wanted to see Wander do it.
Okay.
Terrible.
You take it and spread it across the exposed skin of his face and neck. And as you do, he kind of goes, the touch of the blessing. And he seems to soothe and calm somewhat, though he still is like struggling against the bonds a little.
So just to be clear, he's referring to this balm that he's as the blessing. Like it's not
As-
this
yes.
sickness.
No, as a blessing of the 5.
Okay, cool.
Where is your base of operations?
Dory sent us from his warehouse. It is there I serve him.
How many of them of you are there? Servants.
We thrive in this place. It has felt the blessing for a great deal of time. There are hundreds of us who know the truth of what is to come.
And what exactly is to come?
The consumption of the lies. Of the throwing down of what is. And the revelation of what will be. Of the truth.
Okay.
Are the other counselors involved?
Dory is our voice upon the council.
Show no.
But what is it you want?
When the old is cast down, the truth of the new is revealed. We who are worthy, we who know the truth of this, shall be uplifted, and the world shall be ours for the taking.
Okay. Am I crazy? He keeps talking about the truth, but hasn't actually said what the truth is, right?
Yeah, what is the truth?
Say that again.
Give me an insight check.
Ooh. Maybe he doesn't know.
He doesn't know the truth. He's a blind follower.
Hey, when you're scared, you can do a lot of things.
Hard to say what he truly believes. I mean, he's clearly like vehement and kind of like oh gosh, I've completely lost the word.
Adamant in his beliefs.
Zealous?
Yes. Thank you.
That one.
Yes, he's clearly like incredibly zealous about whatever he believes, but it's hard to say to what depth he truly understands anything.
What security measures are at the warehouse?
Let me just check some name
Double check.
quickly. There we go.
This ancient black dragon.
Harrod sent us forth at Mr. Dory's behest. He carries the blessing too. And the creatures at Dory's command, they guard the warehouse, roost in the loft.
What kind of creatures are those?
3 beasts with wings and fangs. And a monstrous figure, green of skin, with but blessed, truly blessed. It drips from him. It has been transformed by Dory's administration, and now sleeps until called upon.
You're an assassin. What's the best way to sneak in to the warehouse? A skilled climber could climb to the crane that holds the boat.
That is... There are guards, but... The doors there are unlocked.
Naira's doing that sort of, hey,
Hey, I'm a skilled sneaky climber. Let's go.
I can do that.
Hmm. So why was Dooner killed?
He had served his purpose.
And what was his purpose?
I do not claim to know the mind of the Herald of the Five.
Who is
I
the
have
Herald
his
Five?
tool. The blessed name.
Checks notes.
Quintazadun.
Oh, so they're
Quintazadun. The Herald of the Truth.
God, man, one more level and this would have been trivial.
for a lot of reasons.
Oh yeah. Now we gotta actually play the game and shit.
Let's see. Do we want to ask about Dory?
Is Dory capable of wielding magic?
Yes.
Where does he get his magic from?
I do not know. I know only that he serves the will of the Five. He serves the Herald, as do all we who know the truth. If you join us, yes, you are all strong. You could know the blessing too. You could be spared in the consumption that is to come. You could be uplifted in the new world.
How would we
You
join
should.
you?
You should join. Go to Dory. Prostrate yourselves. Allow him to bless you, as we have been blessed. Accept the truth and swear your fealty.
Lorem just looks towards Naira with an eye of, that's an idea.
Naira's still all about climbing the crane.
And then he'll look towards Wander and Uther. Any more questions? And then towards Wander. And then, let's go ahead, Uther.
None in my mind.
Then I can go to serve the Five anew. Yes?
One more. Are the rumors about Thornwell true?
I do not know. I serve Dory.
Then he'll look to Lorium and just say, I am done.
The harbor master, they helping you?
Let me find check her name. American? I know not. She obeys Dory as she should. But I have never dealt with her.
What are the names of the other
Oh,
prominent
him,
figures?
sorry.
What are the name of the other prominent figures in the city who are loyal to the Five?
I do not know. We meet cloaked and hooded so that we may not betray each other.
You've done a fine job of that.
I'm going to give him another will save.
I'm gonna kill him.
He's like, but I must answer to serve them more. But which I have done. I go now, yes. And he makes as though he's trying to stand despite his bindings.
Lorem is looking towards Wander as what do you want me to do with him?
He just shrugs and says, "Go on."
I mean, we could also just take him with us.
Do it.
You're getting a little aggressive there, Wander.
There you are. Just look away. Over there.
Does not look away.
There.
Does not move.
And Uther then would the suggestion would end as he would just say, "You are free, and I free you from your service to your dark entity."
Ah! As the glaive comes down and
Now, Wander, did you understand why he's now sleeping?
Don't parry the word. She's dead.
You're right.
We will be busy tomorrow.
These people are bad people. That's
They're-
why he's dead.
Apparently trying to destroy the whole city.
Mhm. Killing innocents. Doing it. And there goes our trusty shield.
Are you okay, Wander?
I'm gonna pick the body up.
okay. Are you picking up the other body as you go?
Yep.
Okay.
We leave no evidence.
Because we're proper murderers.
Yeah. We're
Oh,
good.
you have no idea.
Wait, you're gonna carry these through town?
Yes.
Technically, aren't they objects?
Yep.
All right.
Don't
I
worry.
knew exactly where you were going with that. Yo.
Are you casting it on Lorium or both of them?
on Lorium?
Okay.
Because he's carrying them, and they're objects now.
I will allow it. And yeah, the spell comes up, covers Lorium as he's carrying, one of these over each shoulder, and you are able to continue to walk the streets of Eldenhill.
Thanks. But hey, boss, remember one of these guys you haven't looked through yet?
Good to know.
You guys can still see the map, right? It's just a little darker now.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Now, I'm sure the other body has one of those vials, yes?
Indeed, it does.
We can use that to figure out what alchemist is helping this motherfucker out.
Well, we can try.
Unless it's him making them as well.
There we go.
This is around 8 or 9 p.m., right?
Yeah. Well, after that and the questioning, yeah, it's probably about like 9:30, maybe even getting close to 10.
Cool.
So, as you guys have walked away, or Wander has walked away, you guys are following him. Do you want to have a? Is there any role play that you guys want to do at this point? Otherwise, we might call it there.
I mean, he's clearly kind of aggressive and upset. He's spaghetti for some reason. So I say no. We just leave him. No.
Yeah, no. Bad things never happen when you let anger simmer.
Simmer and fester and stagnate, and then suddenly you're deacon.
I can't even fight it.
An invisible person would call out,
Hey, Shield. What's the matter? You're feeling things. That's normal. Just talk through it, buddy.
You're such a good dad.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, he's all right.
Give me a perception check. Anyone Lorium adjacent or Lorium?
Naira's definitely paying attention to this.
Check this. Oh! Oh my god. What a turn.
We're all very concerned about Wander.
Oh, it's adorable. It's so sweet. You hear Wander kind of mutter.
What?
As you hear him mutter under his breath, quote unquote breath, you know. I may have been wrong.
About what?
He turns and realizes that you heard him and just shakes his head and keeps walking.
No, seriously, about what? That's me, that doesn't mean you are.
Wander, talk to us, please.
No.
Oh.
Come on, speak to the one who's carrying your mistakes.
I think it's carrying the dead. I'm kidding. I don't actually say that.
Man, you know, there's a crazy banishment spell that I had prepared.
Yo, good thing that only lasts a minute unless I go straight to hell. Goodbye.
Yep. It's where Lorium's from, of course.
You know what's funny? I only said that to see Andrew's reaction, and I loved it. That was fantastic.
Just
The
oh
eyebrows.
no, he didn't.
But no, you would say, yeah, I mean, we're all doing this together. It wouldn't just be you making a mistake.
We are not together in this.
How so?
He doesn't say anything.
Just saying, this is the perfect chance for you to just firewall, betray the party. Do it.
Yeah, I
Do
was
it.
gonna say, this is like, oh, this is the moment to do it. Disappear, smoke cloud. No, but he just continues walking. Doesn't say anything.
Lauren will look towards Naira and Uther and just shrug, not realizing, oh wait, I'm fucking invisible.
You are the loudest invisible motherfucker ever.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. You know what? Just for fucking shiggles. Where's my stealth? There it is.
You better roll with triple
Normal
disadvantage.
roll. No, I get
You
a
are
normal
holding two
roll.
bodies. You are holding.
It is actually a
two
normal
bodies.
roll.
Yeah.
This is insane.
It's 11.
He's so sneaky.
Very
He hides from someone.
God damn, from himself. Unless he hides from his left side, which you can't see ever. Well,
So Wander's just said
continue
this.
walking. He will continue walking unless the other two say anything. I guess they don't. Oh.
Naira's just concerned. She'll probably say something to Uther. Do you think we broke Wander?
No, I don't think so. This is a lot, and even as unpleasant as those figures are, and them trying to, kill us, this is still, we're killing living things. There's a weight to it. We're making a decision. That the
Lorian did offer. Oh,
gone.
sorry.
So
Oh, you started breaking out like really bad there anyway.
just that they're so far gone that we can't help them, we can't fix them, and that they're better gone. That's a real serious decision, and even though they might not be leaving us with a lot of choice, I would rather have Wander very uncomfortable with it. Even if he says he understood and saw why we did it, as he nods, kind of gesturing towards Lorium in his vague direction where he thinks Lorium is.
I'm sure we can hear him.
Yeah.
And just go on. So I can see where this is hard. But, and I would just say up towards Wander. I promise we're trying to. Sometimes the best way to fight like this, or to have this kind of war, is a quick and brutal one, so it's over fast. As ugly as this is, if we don't begin to separate the wheat from the chaff, he gestures, then tyranny, blood, and horror, they deserve a chance, a life. All of them are precious. These just have become cancerous. As he looks up towards Wander. Though, I'm glad, and you should feel that way. And you always, I hope you do, and that you'll advocate for them. So that we can know, as these murderous ones, as we have to. Nothing? Not even gonna flip me the bird?
I would love to offer you something for that performance, that astounding speech, but no. I offer you 16 gold that Wander drops by accident.
DM offers you inspiration if you didn't
I'll
have it
take it.
already, because that was phenomenal.
But yeah, no response. It's not
And-
like he's ignoring you. It's more like he's somewhere else.
Yeah. And then he would just take Naira's hand and then go, wait, what are we going to do with the corpses? Do you think the Amazonian has a basement for us? Is she later to store something in? I mean, these are kind of maybe some empty barrels.
I never know what you guys plan to do with this kind of stuff. I don't understand.
approve. Heard about
Of
his
what?
weird fucking skin and boils and shit. He's got the same going on here. And also their fucking items.
Everybody give me insight checks. Actually, as you're carrying these corpses through, and or as
Do they
Lorian voices
smell?
this thought. Oh yeah.
Ah, there it is. There.
Uther and Naira, from your interactions with and what you've heard of the attitude of the counselors and the militia, even those that aren't directly involved in whatever kind of cover-up is going on, have precisely zero interest in further proof being made in any way public. In fact, even Constable Jute was reluctant to assist you because of the potential effects that would have for the militia and the city at large.
I think they're just going to think we're making trouble if we're trying to prove stuff, until we literally wipe it out.
Well, that as well as we want a little bit of, I guess, to say some proof for the king, the royal family, so to say. That would be nice to be able to go, and we did this, and that.
Well,
I mean, that could work.
right now these are just two random bodies of like
Disgusting
that are
bodies.
getting vaguely grotty. Yeah.
Disgusting bodies until you cast Speak with Dead.
Yeah, the only
Which
one of us who
is
can do
very
that is
disgusting.
Wander, and he seems pretty pissed with us right now.
No, I'm
You
sorry.
could eat one off a bridge.
Fuck this.
I meant other people, not us. Okay, anyone attempting to be swayed.
They
or
wouldn't be
proven.
compelled. They wouldn't be compelled, to be honest.
You're not wrong.
And I imagine they'd get a lot of zealous mumbo jumbo.
I know where we can burn some corpses. Just saying.
We can burn corpses wherever we're walking, man.
Wouldn't it be funnier just to dump them in the street and walk away?
Right in front of the fucking militia quarters, yeah.
I was thinking just like a random alley, but that also works.
Well, you guys can consider what you're going to do with these corpses over the coming days, because that seems like an ideal spot to call it for the night. So, you guys have learned a little more, followed a few more leads, survived this ambush what started out as an attempted approach and turned into an ambush. And we shall see next week on Friday where your investigation leads you next.
I just want you to know, I fucking love Infernal Constitution. It is such a good feat.
Yeah, like goddamn, that came in handy for you.
I had like 30 HP left. I was like, fuck, that was a hit. I was like, wait, no, I forgot. Thank you for the game.
Thank you.
You're